darkest of nights, when the moon's up high, there's a man with a talent, a spark in his eye. He's got a wicked creation that's one of a kind. With his 3D printer, he'll blow your mind. Frightful Forge, his name speaks for itself, printing monsters and ghouls straight out of hell. From skeletons to witches, his designs are supreme. In the realm of horror, he reigns supreme. Frightful Forge, he's the master of fright. With his 3D prints, he'll keep you up all night. Spooky creatures crawling out of his machine. Frightful Forge, the Halloween scene's new king. TV's new king. Twitch.tv/Frightful Forge.
Thing now.
Okay. I don't know if they were still doing it or not.
There's even
He's coming up.
creates for my
Hello?
industry.
He's coming up.
Sorry. Hey, welcome to Laughing Corpses, a 5e live play podcast. I am your GM Dan with Frightful Forge, part of the widespread Gamers Edge community. This is I promise it will eventually be a Spelljammer live play podcast, as it's advertised in all of our documenta. But for now, we are running through the journeys through the Radiant Citadel. And I'll get to the what happened last on in a moment, but first I'm going to introduce our variable cornucopia of players, both races and classes, or species and classes. And I will start with my left, which is Andres.
Yeah, my name is Andres, and I'm playing Arandi, a
Harangon trickster cleric. That's also dipping in the thief.
I'm Naomi. I'm playing Prudence, a tiefling bard.
I'm Jim. I'm playing Sibyl Bottle Pop, the Goblin Alchemist.
I am Travis. I am playing Keck, the Thrycreen fighter.
And I am Mark. I am playing New, the human chef.
Awesome. So we have been back and forth a little bit so far with the adventures that these players have been on. But most recently, they traveled to a festival on God's Breath, which is a plane that holds one of the cultures known well within the Radiant Citadel, a giant auroral diamond floating with a discal of land around it in the middle of this turbulent storm in space. They traveled from there to here, a offshoot world, this valley called God's Breath, and more specifically in it, a town called Promise. They were led here by their erstwhile companion, Bill Shylock, and once before arriving to the town of Promise, had already heard on the winds this song, the Song of Awakening. It's essentially a oral tradition passed down and passed through this culture. Finding the right button.
Oh man, you guys weren't supposed to hear that. I'm sorry.
The story being passed through the culture is this awakening song, and it's sung every year, and it takes about a week and a half to sing it, and it tells the story of all of the major events that have happened to this community. The song usually goes without interruption. However, as you were kind of spreading out, having small straw dolls made of the likenesses of your characters and players, or in Prudence's case, crafting small dolls that look like the rest of your party, a series of people attacked this community. They were dressed similar. While the Awakening Festival, the people dressed up in this town of Promise are in brightly colored clothes. The ones that had come in wielding farming implements were dressed more in rough-spun work clothes. As you began to defend both yourselves and this community that had kind of accepted you in this time of celebration, they especially one Aunt
Delia, I believe.
Deli.
Deli.
Yeah, Dellie. Had asked that you not harm any of them or kill any of them. You obviously had to harm them to stop them, but you kind of pulled your punches and got them all finished up and tied up. And under closer inspection, specifically Prudence with detect magic, you realize that they were all entranced under some form of Geese spell. And that it would not
Did you
wear
say
off.
diseased?
Geas.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
geese.
Yeah.
I heard disease too.
Yep.
So thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
I thought you said
Thank you, sir.
D's.
Letting that pass.
It wasn't going to make the
Yep.
joke.
Yep.
I promise I wasn't going to make the joke.
And
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. And as you were kind of tying them up and kind of making sure that they were held fast, the older woman, Aunt Deli, saw a crumpled up piece of paper in one of the attacking farmer's hands. And upon retrieval of that, she had said, "Kiana, oh gods, Kiana, no." And that is where we paused it near a month ago, a little over a month ago. So, where we pick up, the farmers, all of those farmers, have been moved to an improvised brig. It's a small, almost squat brick-like building with a lot of shade. They've been provided with water and food, though it doesn't look like they are taking any of that in. And the door that has been hastily fastened to the front of this squat structure has openings large enough that they can see in and make sure that they aren't hurting themselves or others. The rest of you, the 5 of you, look around, and after what sounds like thunder, but quiet thunder, you feel it more than you hear it. Just under the now continued music of the awakening song, you hear a rumbling thunder that all of you feel almost deep to your core, and there's a flash of blue and white and black static as Una, Karuk, and Silas and phase out of existence. You've seen this happen before, but something about this felt slightly different. You're sitting currently in an open communal space. You know that promise as you were making your way through, there were a whole bunch of people here, all celebrating, singing, dancing. There were merchants selling food and drink, these small dolls, clothing, a whole bunch of stuff. Merchants were all over the place. People were singing the song all over the place, continuing and picking it up, and there are a lot fewer people here now. But the song itself has continued and is still telling that story. Auntie Deli.
Question:
Yes.
Was this song still going during the attack?
It was
Or did
not.
they stop?
It
Okay.
paused, and it started continuing once people started to feel safe again. But you note that where it may have been 20 or 30 people singing it once before, it's only 3 or 4 doing it now that you can really tell. Yes, Mark.
Okay.
I am so sorry. I'm falling off the internet constantly.
Oh.
So if I freeze or drop, I apologize in advance. I love Cox internet.
Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm.
Go about saying it so much and so often.
I'm not even streaming and I'm falling off the internet.
I'm sorry, man.
It's all good.
Aunt Deli, has sat you all down in one of those larger communal spaces, but you see that it has been mostly emptied out. And she set down this rather large tea set that was steaming and smelled of very strong spices, and poured you all a teacup, but it's almost like a bowl, but it has a handle like a teacup. And inside is a rich mixture of spices and tea. You can definitely tell it's tea, but it is very richly spiced. And the aromas coming off of it remind you of almost like a spice market where you're hit with all of that at once, but not necessarily in a bad way. Prudence, you specifically, it's not that it evokes some specific spice, but this type of mixture reminds you of home. This is the type
Yeah,
of
it's
spiced
familiar.
tea that was that's very familiar to you. I don't remember who had asked before when we stopped before, but someone had asked what she meant or who she was talking about when she had mentioned Kiana, and so she has sat you all down to tell you her worries and provided you with this mixture, with this drink. As she pulls the piece of paper, still kind of crumpled up, from an inside pocket, she moves to flatten it on a nearby chair. And while not perfect, you can see that it definitely has a drawing on it. Not bad either. It's not museum quality, but you can definitely make out what is on it. she says, as she sits down with her own cup of tea and passes the piece of paper around, she says, "This sketch was drawn by my goddaughter, Kiana. I know her art style, and this is a scene she draws pretty regularly. It's something that has haunted her for a long time."
The child has nightmares.
Yes. Well, I mean, she'll always be a child to me, but she works now. She is an adult here. Maybe 15, maybe 17 hard worked years.
Wait, she's been working for 15 to 17 years, or she's 15 to 17 years old and working?
Are you asking that? Or are you
Yeah.
asking me?
Yeah,
Asking
above
that.
table. You haven't really specified her age. You've simply said adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I straight up ask. Prudence does.
She's been at the farm in the Rattle for 4 or 5 years, but I'm not sure how many farms she worked before that. I think she's probably around 20.
Is that Dan telling us that, or is that the character?
That is Dan retconning what I said earlier to give you a straight answer.
Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, because I was getting even
I was
more
like, wait,
confused.
does she not
I'm
know
like,
how old her own
it's your
Yeah, I was thinking
granddaughter,
that
but
too.
you don't know how old she is.
Goddaughter.
Goddaughter.
Yeah.
Well,
So Naomi, we have godchildren. We don't know the ages of. I'm just saying.
their godchildren around the same as ours, so I remember the ages.
But that's why I'm giving you a straight answer, and that's what she tells you.
Okay. Can we see the sketch?
So
I'm
she has
asking above table.
So she was drinking tea and passed it to the left, and I'm picturing you guys in a circle, and so you can look at it and pass it, and look at it and pass it. So
I'm asking. Oh,
I'm getting
asking.
I'm getting to the description. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you actually had a picture that you're going to pull up. Or...
No. I was looking for it, and I was going to draw it in the last month, but things got away from me, and I didn't remember until I opened the book today and went, "Oh crap!"
I just had the screen snip at the ready, so I was trying to figure out if I was going to use it.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
Has it been more than 10 minutes since I cast Detect Magic?
No.
Okay, so if there's any funny business in that tea, I'll see it.
There is
any magical funny business.
There is no funny business in the tea.
What about the cup?
Is there funny business within 30 feet of my sight?
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
You see small glimmers of magic as the sound of the song is moving across Promise, as if there's something magical in the rhythm of the song.
Okay. I mean, that's not exactly surprising, but okay.
All right. She takes a sip, and as she's passing the note around, you can see that it looks like the paper is a piece of, like sketchbook paper, that was hastily ripped out of a book of some kind. It is a charcoal drawing, and is there specifics? I am so frustrated with myself. I was a boob earlier and tore the page in this module. I need to remember so I can tape it later.
Man, you can just shapeshift like that? That's impressive. Damn.
As a child, she says, sipping her tea, Kiana saw her friend Cully drown in Cradle Lace Lake while they were playing.
That is here on the Citadel.
Well, okay, so it's a good question. But so the Citadel is a giant crystal.
Correct.
With the land around it. And then you guys had taken one of the crystal taxis off of the Citadel to come to this planet, essentially.
Okay.
So it'd be in God's breath, but not necessarily in Promise.
Yes. So Promise is a town in God's Breath, which is the valley. As far
Right.
as you know, God's Breath is the name of the planet. And Cradle Lace Lake is somewhere in that valley, in God's Breath Valley.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Smelling what you're breathing. Thanks.
Yep. Okay. As this note is being passed around, you see that is absolutely what is being portrayed in the note.
Is her friend drowning?
A child drowning in that lake. Yeah. It looks almost like there's a mass of something pulling him into the lake. But that is, whether that is an artist's interpretation or actually drawing a creature, you can't tell.
Does the person who had this in their hand have any relation to your goddaughter that we know of, or connection?
So,
Like, is there a reason why this is in their hands? His hand.
she looks at you curiously and then stands up and examines the farmers through the hole and says, "You know, I hadn't. Oh, hey, you there!" And she's shouting at one of them back, and you can see by the angles that you're sitting that he kind of turns to look at her. She goes, "Yeah, those are all farmers from the Rattle, from the farm that she works on."
Okay, so that would be understandable as to why they're all. Does she have any magical inclinations that you've seen?
Kiana?
Mm-hmm.
No more than normal, I guess. I
Do
mean,
you know if she lives with anyone?
I haven't seen her for a bit. I know that a lot of farms have like
A communal space.
a communal space, but I don't know if she's seeing anyone, if that's what you're asking.
When the drawing gets to me, I'm gonna bring it up to my mouth fingers and run them along it, just to see if I can like detect any taste or pheromone or anything from it.
Okay, noted. Give me a perception check, please. As she's kind of making her way, hobbling back to where you guys are sitting, she says, "Since Curly's death, and that must have been, it's over 10 years ago. Kiana has used art, drawings, painting, sometimes even sculpture, to work through her sadness and guilt that she still feels, thinking that she could do something to save him from this fate."
Are depictions always this dark?
I mean, she doesn't always use charcoal. And she has this, she has like a half smile on her face, like she's joking with you. She says, "Sadly, yes, a lot of them are depictions of how lonely she has felt, or specifically the guilt in this instance with him. Sometimes she'll draw Cully by himself, standing as if it were a portrait, but the look in his eyes is so haunting."
Can I do an
This is
insight
16.
check on the? You said that there's like it looks like there's something pulling him down. I just want to see if like that was intentionally, like if the intent was to draw something pulling him down.
Okay, so
And she just couldn't like remember.
insight check
It was 16.
for you, and you had a perception check of 16. As you were kind of delicately mouth feeling, you don't pick up on any pheromones necessarily, or any special tastes, other than this paper is not paper you're familiar with. And that's saying something, because Thri-Kreen don't traditionally use paper. You don't have a paper press or anything. But the paper that you've seen both in the Radiant Citadel and from other sources, this almost feels like paper made of like a fruit leather. and so it's both bitter and sweet a little bit to your mouth fingers.
Okay.
26.
Of course, 20 freaking 6. If you were to ask Shiana about this piece of artwork, you believe she would feel she saw something pull him in. Based on what you're looking at and how those hands are depicted, the detail that has went into them.
Yeah, there's intent there. It's not just a trick of the
There's intent.
shadows.
Yeah.
What was the incident around? Like, it happened a while ago, I'm guessing, but it was around this time of year. Like, was it around this celebration time? Like, are we?
No. It happened during early spring. So probably about. I mean, I can't be exact right now. My time slips. But maybe 12 and a half years ago.
Okay. Just wondering.
But I'm worried. I'm very worried. And you look like a hardy bunch. And if I am to believe what I was told when I asked about you earlier, I think that you might be able to help me. I can offer you pretty tidy sum to go and make sure she's safe, and double that if you can bring her back here. Because it's been getting more and more dangerous out on the rattle.
Okay, so you just want us to go and check on her, but it might be kind of dangerous up there?
I
Just
mean,
to make sure.
if there any indication, and she points over to the farmers that have stood up now and are kind of shaking and banging at the walls, she says, if there are any indications, yeah, it's dangerous, and I fear for what this could mean for her.
Yeah, agreed. When you say they're shaking, or we're not talking seizure, we're just talking to you
Like
guys trying to put out.
shaking the door, banging on the walls.
Okay.
Mm.
And so it's still obvious that they're under a spell?
Yep.
Okay.
And based on what you guys had realized before, a month ago, I see you, Mark. A month ago, this isn't going away anytime soon. Like, the spell will need to be broken at the source, or they'll have to have somebody come in, probably from the Citadel, to heal their minds and break the keys. Mark.
When the picture gets to me, I am not going to taste it, but I would like to actually smell it and see if I can notice anything.
Okay.
Since I saw Keck do it and kind of got that may be what he was going for as well.
You as it gets to you, you bring it up, and there is a small semblance of the edges where you could see where his mouth fingers maybe took little bites at that edge of the paper. But immediately upon touching it, because you have been around books, paper, and almost all paper that you've been around is the same. It's pulped wood particulates. You've occasionally been around leather that has been used as a form of transcribing, but this is almost like a peel of something that has been hammered flat and dried, so it's a little bit stiffer. But you also see that where paper, when she was flattening the paper on the if it had been actual paper, it probably would have flattened better. There are still heavy creases in this slightly thicker. Okay. I'm sorry. It has more of like a construction paper feel.
Okay.
So not like
Yeah.
human skin.
Yeah, not like human skin. It has like construction paper feel because it's more like biological than a wood
Yeah, I'm in
pulp
here. I thought
paper.
Steve was going to have easy access to jerky.
Is there funny business on the paper?
No. Perfectly normal, non-magical paper and drawing.
And yet it's still screaming.
But as your detect magic is beginning to wear off, you do get a sense of something tied to fear.
When I see new
Okay.
sniff at the paper, I nod approvingly.
Yeah, I'm seeing if I can identify maybe what it was made of.
Give me your special cooking perception.
Yep. Now I did it. I can't get my die. Hold on.
You guys can't see it, but Mark has a gigantic table in front of him.
Yeah, and I accidentally threw the die too far. So 14 plus. 14 plus intelligence. That's perception. So 19.
So it's not unlike a banana peel, but it would have to be a very large banana. And it's almost like if they had taken, so banana peel, you have the yellow peel on the outside, and then you have that layer of like not banana, not peel,
The
Banana
insulation.
lace. Banana lace.
banana lace, and so it's like almost like that flattened and hardened into a piece
Okay.
of paper.
Okay, so it's not a peel.
It's
It's not a peeling.
Yeah, you can't like flip it over and see that it was a banana or a potato or something.
Right. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yep. Do any of you have any questions about anything? Common
Can we get
questions.
directions?
Common questions might be directions, what the rattle is, what she thinks might have happened, any of that kind of. Well, that probably won't net you very much because she's already told you. But you don't know very much outside promise, and
When she was saying the rattle, was she referring to the place? Is that
she
what
was referring to a place where this farm is that she wants you to go to. I am looking
Where and what is the rattle?
for the description. She says, "Oh, I forget this was your first time through here. Life here in God's Breath mostly revolves around community and what we can grow here. We work hard to feed ourselves and keep our land strong, but also so that we can pass things back through to the Radiant Citadel. The problem is there's a farmland known as the Ribbon that dead ends at the Rattle. And the Ribbon is a blight that is growing larger and larger every year and is preventing us from growing in that area. Things move within the Ribbon and the Rattle that have no name, that come from nightmares long forgotten. Or at least that's what the people say who come here with those stories. As I'm sure you know, and she indicates to the song happening around you, we have a tradition of storytelling. But I choose to believe that these things that people have seen out there are real and they're dangerous. It's one of the reasons I am willing to pay you what I can, no small amount, to try and bring her back safely. Because, well, I wouldn't want to endanger you. My goddaughter isn't the hero, adventurer that I'm told you attempt to be.
Okay, just to clarify, there's a ribbon of Badlands and a rattle of Badlands? Or is the rattle not the Badlands?
Ribbon?
Yeah.
Rattle.
Okay, so ribbon, Badlands, rattle, end of Badlands.
Area north in the Badlands, yeah.
Yeah, we
okay.
gotta go through the ribbon
So
to the
we
route.
Okay, cool. I know it's probably not relevant, but your traumatized goddaughter, who sent her to work in the Badlands?
We all do our part. Everyone does their part.
Oh, she volunteered there.
Yeah. The
Okay.
pay is a little bit better, but also we don't really have a choice. We have to still grow what we can grow where we can grow it.
Mhm.
And a ribbon has been pulling more and more fertile land that's around it into it, or vice versa. The ribbon is growing, taking more fertile land that is right outside the ribbon.
Mm.
It's like a blight, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a blight, yeah. Out of character, that's what she's describing.
Mm.
Okay. Is there any? I mean, seeing as you haven't been there, but she's obviously, and those guys have gone through it, unscathed but hypnotized. Is there anything we should do to prepare ourselves for this blight area with the monsters that you're describing?
I can't think of anything more than how you would prepare yourselves normally. I'm not an expert in these areas as you guys are.
Please say I'm not the only one looking around at our party like, yeah, we're totally experienced adventurers,
Yeah, we're
right?
the experts.
Yeah, we're the experts.
While you wonder where she may have gotten this information, a cursory glance down behind her would
Oh,
show
yeah.
you Bill Shylock peeking from behind her skirts.
Gonna get that guy. We get paid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
In no uncertain terms. As you guys kind of start discussing things to yourself, she walks off, and when she comes back, she's holding a form of contract. And it's a really small document. It essentially just says that she is hiring you guys to go and find her goddaughter and hopefully bring her back safe with 100 gold as the fee to go and find out what's going on, and an additional 100 if you can bring her back safe.
Okay. Is it possible to add an addendum that were anything to happen to the adventurers on this quest, that the initial $100 fee would be used as like an insurance policy to go to family members or next of kin?
I mean, we can do our best, sure. Do you have a next of kin?
Yes.
Yes, it's someone can get it, but I just want to make sure that we have life insurance policies and that there isn't a release of liability there.
She looks down at Shylock and says, they don't seem very confident. Are you?
No,
Sure?
we are confident. We just like to cover our rear ends.
She says yes, of course, and writes in that the sum, if no adventurers return, the sum will be passed to next of kin through the Radiant Citadel, assuming that the people there have your information, and if any adventurers come back, then that sum will be paid to that adventurer, who will then choose where that money goes. Yes.
Prudence, can I pull you aside really quick?
Okay, and Mark's.
So, go ahead, Mark.
No, you guys can talk first. That's fine.
Okay. What's up?
You seem really good at like contracts and things, and for religious reasons, I can't sign them.
Would you like me to sign on your behalf?
I would like to. Is there a way that I can give you like limited power of attorney?
Oh, absolutely. Unlimited power of attorney. Okay, sign this.
Limited.
Okay, sure. Unlimited. Okay. Yes, I will sign on your behalf with a unlimited power of attorney.
Go ahead,
Cool.
Mark.
I no longer remember. Oh yeah, I do. Okay. I will ask Della. Can you tell us some distinguishing characteristics of Kiana? How will we know when we found her?
I don't know it. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let me get an image up for you. 1 second. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
This is who
Yep.
she describes. Cool.
Did she describe the knife too?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. And
Should we discover the worst has come to pass? And
Yeah,
how would you like us to proceed?
I would hope that if you find her, and that has already happened, if you could treat what remains with the respect I would, and we'll do the best we can.
I think that the question is like traditions. Like, is there something we need to make sure we don't do?
Or do?
Or that we should do as like respects if there is something.
should we just bring you the remains if there are any?
I think that would probably, if possible, yes, that would be the best choice. But I would never expect anyone to go out of their way to do something like that. And the proper rites will be accomplished whether you were to bury her out there or bring her back here. So
Only New hears in his head is respectfully eating are off limits.
I would say so. I do have a question unrelated to disposable remains. The lake where the not monster took that child like years ago, was that in a ribbon area?
I am looking for a map. 1 second.
Well, if you had a map the whole time, Della, why didn't you just show us that first?
Can we have the map?
Oh wait, I don't have a map. I'm trying to see what it says about that lake, because it doesn't say anything about that lake.
Give us the map, old lady.
I would kind of like to know if the haunted lake is on our way.
I would like to beat up the old lady for the map.
Sadly, it's not droppable loot. But you don't find
Well,
that out at first.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that despawns when she dies. I see.
You can even see it. She's carrying it. It's in her hand.
I'm going to stand up and I'm going to take my glaive and cut one of my secondary hands and slap it on the contract so it leaves a little like print of my hand.
Okay.
And everyone will hear in their heads, "Let's find the creature and get paid."
I thought you were gonna cut off your hand, like it grew back or something.
That's what I thought.
Nope.
Or you were gonna take this lady's map. I don't know.
To be fair, he's never tried cutting off his hand, so he doesn't know if it grows back.
I just assumed he was going to cut one off and then use all the little ones to eat it.
As you guys sign or don't sign the contract, it's fine. She begins moving back to pack you guys a small lunch from the various merchant tables that have been abandoned at this point. And you are left to your own devices a moment. The lake is like east of where you guys of the city of Promise, of the town of Promise, by like half a day. She's wanting you to travel north.
Okay.
Along the edge of the ribbon to get to the area known as the Rattle.
So we're going the long way around?
So you're not having to go across the ribbon at all. So it's like the Rattle is up north, the ribbon runs north and south, and you guys are to the west of it. So you're going to kind of slowly move towards the ribbon and then move north with the ribbon, but not in the ribbon.
Okay.
And I'm assuming that ribbon territory is fairly obvious, like
It's yeah,
scary
like,
forest, desert.
it's like red.
No,
Oh.
okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like a red. If you imagine a red kind of misty fungus that's growing over it. Yeah.
Sounds like
Got
this
that
place
from
needs
Horizon,
to
didn't you?
I got it from the book right here. But that is, I won't lie, that is what it reminded me of.
Okay. Got my visual, thank you.
Okay. As she's getting a lunch together, she's also drawing a really kind of crude map, and she hands it to you, and it's directions to the Rattle. She doesn't know exactly where Kiana's farm is, but she figures you guys will be able to find that once you get to the Rattle.
Does Keanu use a scythe in the fields?
Is this part of a joke, or is this a legitimate question?
I mean, it is kind of a legitimate question.
She has no idea. She doesn't even know what the farm farms.
I just wanted to know if Keanu Reeves.
Love it.
Wow. So all of you take 1 level of damage. So you're all level 1 again.
Perfect.
Is that an
I,
unintentional vicious
I
mockery?
just want to put this out there
Yes.
that none of us participated in that. That was solely Mark.
Oh, it was definitely intentional.
Yeah, y'all have to police yourselves. You have to police yourselves.
That was not made abundantly clear in the session 0, sir.
Fair point.
It's in the
We
fine
allowed to
print
eat
of the
Mark.
contract.
As she hands you your lunch, and then she goes back to scolding some of the farmers that are obviously still under the Geese spell in their brig, before making her way out to start on dinner for some of the singers who are continuing the song, the Awakened song. As she leaves, and as you are kind of getting your items together, your stuff together, A broad-shouldered woman wearing a multicolored dress that complements her dark skin approaches, boldly sizing you up from beneath a stylish hat. I overheard your conversation with Aunt Deli. You see, nothing important gets past Lady Dre. I hear you're bound for the rattle. Excellent. I'll accompany you. We should depart at once. This is the same Lady Dre that made the very, very well done minis, straw dummies, from Under the Shade that had like was a larger merchant tent.
I couldn't overlook her. You can't forget about Trey.
Yeah, you can't forget about Dre. And this is
You
Dre.
kicking me from the call. Yep.
That
Dre.
is Lady Dre.
Snip. Keep it up there for one more second, please. Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Why does she want to go? Why do you want to go?
That is a great question.
That I'm going to insert the answer of.
Give me a DC 12 an insight check.
15.
Yeah. This attack was horrific, and I know that other folks in the rattle are in danger, and I want to do what I can to help. And you can tell that she's not her motives are not entirely altruistic. Like, she's saying that, and you can tell she partially means it, but she definitely has a horse in this race somewhere.
Okay. Cool.
And she says, not only that, but, and you can see that some of her assistants that were helping at her merchant tent are leading a wagon that has a horse, a small horse, but a horse pulling the wagon. And that wagon has a couple barrels and a chest, but is mostly empty and is large enough for most of you to sit in it.
Yeah, I find it. Well, it's a good thing that you bring in this wagon. I guess you can come. Then I sit down.
And I'm looking for Shylock. Is he around or has he disappeared?
He is helping load your lunch into the back of the crate, or into the back of the chest, into the back of the cart. You see his oddly shaped body moving, dragging this bag that has been prepared for your lunch over to the cart, and then throwing it up onto the cart.
Okay.
I'm going to have a note written with my next of kin choices and giving it to him because I mean there's no way he's not surviving it.
Well, he's not going with you, so that's not,
Yeah,
that's
so he
not a
gets
bad
that.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Shylock's not going with us?
Oh no.
Oh heck no.
Oh,
He
no,
knows better.
That's what I was gonna like. I'm making sure he's going with us.
Oh.
Nah.
Oh no, he's coming with. He drug us out here.
I'm still going to give it to him on the assumption that he knows how to get out of tight spots.
My business was concluded right there.
No. You're going to be leading us through the ribbon to the rattle and then back.
But he's the one that finds us jobs. I don't think we should take him on the job.
Yeah, but if he finds us jobs that gets us killed, it's kind of endurance to not find us jobs that gets us killed.
If I
this
were to
wasn't
rate,
supposed to be
if
a
I were
job.
to rate, if I were to rate my health from like a 1 to a 10, it would be like a 2. Like my health would be a 2.
you can turn
If
invisible.
he's all squishy, and I like give him a little like squish, and then I also give him the trickster's blessing. And I say, "Run, Shylock." I whisper to him and just run.
Does he have? We didn't bring our little companion. Like the caterpillar's not with me, right?
No, Caterpillar stayed at the apartment, I thought.
Okay, good.
Unless you guys say
He's gonna
otherwise,
get everything.
pets stay. I assume the Windlings
can
were
be
also
rich.
staying. Not that you could tell them what to do anyway, but
Not yet. I will learn. I have new fruit for them too.
Mark,
Yes,
give me a perception check.
all the numbers.
Sherlock has advantage.
Yep.
Is it based on smell or taste?
Are you attempting to take
Are you licking the air?
I mean, stranger
Not
things
even I
have
would do
happened
that.
in this
The show.
campaign. Okay, so 20, dirty 20.
Okay. So as you are you're looking at Shylock, telling him he's gonna come with you. Ovila kind of squished him like a bag of wet jello, and when he sat back down, you heard very quick rush, 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 and you thought he went left, but he actually went right, so you didn't actually see him. But when you look back down to where he was standing, you see a very small, maybe the size of a 50-cent piece, straw doll of Bill Shylock sitting where he was standing.
So instead of a block of wood, he has ninja replaced himself with a small straw
Version of himself.
version of himself.
Yeah.
And I have draw
Poke him.
Shylock to you and say, "All right, you can make sure Shylock gets home safe."
I will quickly withdraw one of my knives and I will push it into the straw doll.
You hear a disembodied scream come from somewhere nearby.
Perfect. And then I'll put my knife back in my knife kit.
You are
Wait,
terrible, sir.
Did we get voodoo dolls made of ourselves?
No. But Shylock has a very, very, very devout belief in certain things.
Of course he
Okay.
does.
Apparently,
I'm
it's
gonna
not
remember
coming
that.
on missions.
I'm remembering that.
The beliefs do not include coming on missions.
All I'm saying is he's not getting paid.
Okay, Daniel, above table. You've read Witches Abroad, right?
Yeah.
So you know why I'm keeping this information about Shylock's beliefs.
Yep.
Okay, good.
All right.
Best author ever.
I do want to say I appreciated the accidental 50 cent being added to Dre that you did there.
Mm-hmm.
We just need an M&M and we're the whole circle's complete. Maybe a Snoop Dogg.
Stop it, Mark. You're ruining my immersion.
Okay. As you guys start walking or get into the back of the cart with Lazy Dre, you start to head out. And as you start hitting the edge of Promise, another human in scholar's garb approaches from the edge of town. Anybody who wants to can roll a religion check.
Yeah, I'll roll on that one.
Natural 20.
Oh, wow.
I don't even have religion, I don't think.
12.
Okay.
My Keck is
I
offended
understand.
at the colors of his outfit.
I have religion. I have a pretty high stat in it. I roll like crap, so I got a 7.
Okay. Mark and well, anybody who rolled over a 12 or over.
Can I just gift my natural 20 to Prudence?
Sure.
Just share the information with me.
You recognize him as a proclaimer of the Covenant, a servant of the pantheon of local deities who seeks new stories for the Awakening Song. He is essentially
A bard.
bard. Yeah, a religious bard. And he introduces himself as Proclaimer Tungsten Lord. Tungsten Lord. He is young, probably just over 16, 17, and he has sharp eyes that seem to take in the group as he's just walking up, trying to figure out what maybe the best way to broach the following subject. But he introduces himself and explains that I apologize. I apologize. They introduce themselves and briefly explain that they are researching magical manifestations across God's breath that they believe are signs of the God's power or challenges to it. Having witnessed the attack and spoken with the locals, including Lady Dre earlier and Aunt Deli, he would like to join you. They would like to join your expedition. They hope to, yeah. Especially once they found out about the geese and the spell that is like the blood film over the farmer's eyes that's controlling them. They're hoping if they can tie it to something like the waning crop yields in the ribbon, or something of note to add to the Awakened Song. And let's be honest, you guys arriving when you did, where you did, and adding to the Awakened Song with this heroic quest might be something that they would want to add to the Awakened Song.
So he's a songwriter they are songwriter / journalist.
/ cleric.
Well, yeah, cleric. Cool.
All I'm hearing is combat camera.
Combat camera. They explain that it's going to be about half a day's travel, and if possible, they would like to learn as much as they can about you guys as well. In the case that your stories might be added to the Awakened song. I'm not hearing any questions or
No.
yes.
No, I'm all good. Yes, he can come. I'm good for good press. I mean, well, yeah.
I would ask.
What does it mean to be part of the Awakening Song?
I mean, in short, immortality. The Awakened Song is sung every year, and the people and heroes that we've had that have helped fix droughts or saved other farms from more natural disasters have become part of our story for hundreds of years. That would be one of the things to look forward to if you could.
I am already immortal as long as the hive survives.
I want to be in the song. He's coming with us.
I would quietly step aside by Lady Dre and ask if she knows of this person.
He's young. He is, but so very smart. I trust him, but I wouldn't count on him to have your back in a fight. Most of the Proclaimers, that isn't part of their skill set.
Thank you for your counsel.
Of course. Yeah. And the horse pulls it, 2 feet faster, and then slows back down.
Is he gonna be like the guy from The Witcher with the lute, like following the
Dandelion?
heroes behind
No,
and singing?
Javert? No,
Yeah.
J-
No.
Javier?
I thought the bard was Dandelion.
It is.
I'm talking about the show.
Yeah, the show.
Oh,
Heskier.
Just
I
here.
got
Just here. Yeah.
I played the game a little bit, then I just like ended up collecting flowers the whole freaking time. So
She used
Flower
it as
picker simulator.
a horror flower picker simulator. Yeah.
yeah.
The journey from Promise leads north through the ribbon, where clustered farmhouses dot the dark red ground between strands of scattered woods. Eventually, the road dwindles to a track. The strands of trees grow denser and the farms fewer and farther between as you near the lands called the Rattle.
Above table, did we get clarification on why it's called the rattle?
No.
What can you tell me about this rattle that we are about to enter? I'm saying that to the guy that joined us.
Yeah, the ribbon is obvious. Why it's called the ribbon.
Yeah.
The rattle. I have an answer, but I want to see what their answer is. He says, well, that's actually a really good question. That zone that you see right there between the trees, it's a zone of fertile crimson soil known as the ribbon, and it cuts a wide swath through the gray-brown plains that stretch from the water's edge to the lands of the Rattle. Most inhabitants of the ribbon live in small family farms joined together in packs. They're essentially resource sharing that are forged for common interest and to defend against threats and stuff that might come up in that area. We're not sure why, but the ribbon soil has grown less fertile each year, and no living soul in God's breath knows why. Residents and people that live there and farm that soil have been migrating into the fertile but dangerous lands of the Rattle, but even the Rattle farmers are plagued by oversized coyotes and monsters. Some believe that the effects might be connected to ancient magics affecting the land or the will of the gods, which is part of what I'm here to also see. If I can.
And they were not plagued by these things before the blight.
Maybe occasionally, but not in so
certainly
great a
not
number.
to the level now.
Yeah. The Rattle is called such because a series of trees that grow prominently in that area and maybe not harvested as much are a type of nut that is mostly hollow. And so once it's ready to be harvested, its large shell, when blown in the wind, acts like a rattle. And you can break it open and take out the nut, but in that time, in that 2 months that these trees are getting ready to harvest, the wind makes the trees rattle.
I see. And how long ago did anyone first notice the blight?
These are very good questions.
I mean, to be fair,
I'd
you were
say-
just griping about us about not asking questions.
No, you're golden. Probably 5 or 6 seasons.
And was there any discussion of where it was first seen?
That we're not sure. We're not sure.
Do you recall anyone or any location that was a first victim?
Not as such. A lot of the threats and the ribbon becoming less and less fertile happened so slowly that we're not sure where it started. We just know that as things got a little bit more dangerous and a little bit more dangerous, people moved to other areas or started grouping together for safety.
Other than like the wildlife or whatever creatures are there, is the ribbon itself, like the red, dangerous for people?
So, okay, because I think we're getting crossed on it. The area of God's breath is like dark gray soil with trees and stuff, a lot of trees, a couple lakes here and there. And then down the center is an area, a fairly large, wide swath of area called the Ribbon, which is or was a bit of like red soil, red fertile soil, red brown red fertile soil that went down, and that's where a lot of the farms were based because that's where a lot of the very fertile soil was.
Yeah, that was the rich ground.
Over time, that soil became less and less fertile, and at the same time had more and more threats. And so the farms that are there grew less populated because people were starting to move in together to share resources and be more safe. While there were the oversized coyotes and monsters and stuff that started to become more numerous. But
Okay,
that process
so-
happens so slowly that it's hard to pinpoint this is when this happened.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is probably absolutely irrelevant, but it's more like they suspect some sort of like magic or something funny, not over farming and hungry animals, right?
Sorry, one more time.
So the ribbon isn't magically created. It's just that's where their fertile land is. It just so happens that that area now is no longer as fertile and has more dangerous animals. But due to the nature of those dangerous animals, they think it's more of like something fishy's going on, as opposed to they just overfarmed the area and now the wildlife's getting aggressive.
Why believe in a cause like that when you could believe in something supernatural or magical happening?
Because books.
Yeah. It could be that they're overfarmed. It could be that the nature spirits here are fighting back. But they don't seem to know, and the proclaimer doesn't seem to know.
Am I getting the vibe of a lack of scientific education here?
I mean, not more than anywhere else. But we're in a fantasy world where science isn't really a thing.
I think it's more like we would rather assume it's godly intervention or spiritual intervention as opposed to
I would argue that it probably isn't a choice for them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
always been a matter of, and he even they even said, the proclaimer even said that a lot of people believe this could be an answer from the gods or something the gods made happen for a reason that they don't know, or it could be something else because in the past that's what big world-shaking events were attributed to.
You
And-
said
Okay.
that you said that these events or the blight appeared 7 or 8 seasons ago, correct?
So the blight, as far as we can tell, the blight began about 7 or 8 seasons ago. Yeah.
And was there any
I'm
kind of
gonna
change?
clarify. Harvesting seasons ago.
Harvesting seasons.
Yeah,
Okay.
so not 4 seasons a year,
Right.
harvesting seasons.
So
Did the
like 7
farmers
years.
change any of their practices then?
That's I don't know. If they did, it wasn't attributed in the Song of the Awakening.
Did
Which
one
is-
farmer do a lot better than the others?
Not that I can think of, or not that I can remember. But for the most part, those of us that stay close to the large communities like Promise or down south, there's Thunder Rock. Those of us that stay in these larger populated areas don't get a lot of the specifics from the farms. Unless there's something that happens that they bring that information back to us. Most of us don't know what's happening in the farms other than whether it's been a good or bad year, I guess, but I don't. Unless something big happens to add to the Song of the Awakening, proclaimers such as myself wouldn't have that research, wouldn't have that information.
So there are no parts to the song during that period where like a farmer was had a miraculous turnaround where like their crops were doing poorly one year and then this year they're doing really well. Nothing like that in the song.
I mean, there are times in the song where proverbs and stories have been shuffled in to the Song of the Awakening about how a special harvest or a special ritual took place that allowed them to bring more produce or whatever they're farming to the cities. But if I'm remembering right, even around then, it's always been speculation that a lot of these stories are just proverbs to teach other farmers better ways to maybe grow crops.
Were all of the farmers pulling from similar water sources? Was the ribbon such a corridor that they all used perhaps the same rivers?
I think we might have crossed cross streams someplace here. I'm not a farmer. I don't know any of this. And
I'm not asking about your farming talents. Simply, are there multiple water sources they were pulling from in the ribbon?
Yeah,
Is the ribbon attached to a river?
He doesn't know. He's never been out this far. He's a 16-year-old kid who's just now coming out with you guys to try to get his part of the story told.
Who the
But
hell set this young man up for failure? This is unacceptable.
Yeah, we're gonna just be berating him with questions.
Lady Dre says many of the farms have wells that they pull to for themselves, but a lot of them, the larger farms especially, have some form of irrigation, and it usually comes from one of the larger streams that moves from south north.
I have a above table question. Did we already clarify how old that song is?
Hundreds of years.
Okay,
It would
is
have
it
to be.
written
It
down
takes a
anywhere?
week and a half to sing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was that?
but like, is it written down anywhere?
Not that you have seen or heard.
Hey,
This Song of Awakening is
youngin,
beginning to sound more and more like indoctrination, sir.
yes, it does. Does anyone have this like song written down? Because I mean, like, it's a pretty long song, and it'd be kind of hard to expect people to memorize.
We have key sheets written. They're essentially, and he pulls out a scroll, and he says, "This is covering probably 20 or 30 years, and it's something I've been working on, doing my research on, seeing if I can help fill in some of the details, and as he unrolls it, you see like stenographer's notes. But so like it's not written in full language, right? It's
It's written in like shorthand.
It's extreme shorthand, and it's written very small on this scroll that he's holding, and you can see that it's probably more so that he remembers this line of the song starts here, this one starts here, and so he memorizes lines attached to specific key phrases or key notes, not. And now that you think about it, you did note that most people would sing a section and then hand it off to another section. So it's unlikely that the entire town keeps a week and a half of song in their dome. It's likely that people remember certain parts and are expected to sing those certain parts.
So he's just carrying around the 3x5 card that he used in high school to memorize all the lines for his test.
More like he's carrying around the 3.5 cards, index cards, he's using to write his specific dissertation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm guessing that these are like the most recent 20 years.
No. When asked, he says these 30 years are from when my great grandfather was a proclaimer. I'm trying to get to know him and his story a little bit better, and so I'm trying to get more details from some of the people that knew about him or knew about his story.
Tell me,
That's cool.
Proclaimer, have you journeyed more than 5,000 miles in your life?
I mean,
There it is.
hey.
Waiting for it.
He says he looks down at his feet because he's kind of sitting in the cart and says, I haven't been more than maybe 100 miles.
Well, seem you have a ways to go, but you already have insight. Though, I suspect here you are possibly even more ignorant than us on what we face.
As a teenager would normally do, a look of frustration and almost anger covers his face when you say that he is ignorant of what's coming. And he says, I've done my research on the rattle, and I know more than you guys. I'm sure of it. And Lady Dre, I picture you up front with Lady Dre sitting on like the front of the cart, Mark. You can see her shake her head slightly and just roll her eyes.
I'm glad we had this talk, Proclaimer. Thank you for your insights.
He turns and looks back down at the scroll and then slowly rolls it back up. You get a feeling that he's more than a little frustrated probably with his side of the conversation and not having the answers that you asked.
I won't say anything else. I'll just leave him alone.
It is 8, and I think that's a good time for a bio break. So let's go ahead and take a break here. And you want to be back at 8:10?
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Yep, sounds good.
Stand.
I think it'll work, Mark, with that.
Yeah, it should as soon as I find my breaks. 1 second. Nope. Breaks, they're there. Let's see.
When a humble bard graced to ride along with Geralt of Rivia, along came this song. From when the white wolf fought a silver-tongued devil, his army of elves at his hooves did they revel. They came after me with masterful deceit, broke down my loot and they kicked in my teeth, while the devil's horse minced out tender meat, and so cried the witcher, he can be bleed. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty. At the edge of the world, fight the mighty horde that bashes and breaks you and brings you to mourn. He thrust every elf far back on the shelf.
Hey. Dang it. I ran over
She brought up the Witcher, so I had to do the toss a coin to your Witcher Cyberpunk song.
Nice.
You should go back and play the third one. It's my favorite game of all time.
Really?
Yeah. It had a really good DLC too.
I was gonna say, why me, bro?
Because it occurs to me that with the 5 of you, because of your names, I guess, I can put myself in the center in the middle. So speaking to that, Baldur's Gate 3 is probably near the top of my list, but
Yeah, agreed.
Cyberpunk 2077 has been climbing.
I need to go back and do Phantom Liberty. I haven't touched.
Let me play that in the living room with the kids in it.
Yeah.
I've been getting quotes from Daniel too. By the way, I've been collecting quotes from Daniel, Jay, and Malcolm while they're playing video games that I absolutely love and will be turned into pillows.
Awesome.
Yeah, I hadn't played the Phantom Liberty set, and with the kids taking my computer more often, I've decided to try to get Cyberpunk for the PS5, even though I can't play the mods, which I prefer. They had a sale on where the main game and Phantom Liberty were cheaper than if you bought the main game and Phantom Liberty. Like they were cheaper than just buying the main game.
Right.
So I bought it and I've been playing it, and Phantom Liberty I both dislike and love, and it's a complicated relationship because I love the missions, but it's a very post-apocalyptic kind of Dying Light 2 map, and I've done that enough. I'm over the dirt-filled streets of rubble.
Yeah. You want the flashing neon lights.
Yeah, but the story is amazing, and Idris Elba. I mean, come on.
So Naomi, what you should do is you should make a book out of them, because my favorite book of all time is called Anguished English, and it's written by a teacher a history teacher that collected all the terrible quotes that their children did in class about history and wrote a history of the world as told by children. It is my favorite book of all time.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Oh, I gotta have to do that. I'm gonna need to get more quotes. I didn't start writing them down until like earlier this week or last week.
Okay, are we good?
I think so.
As you travel north to the west side of the ribbon, peeking through the areas of the trees that are growing more and more thickly, you do note that there are farms in the ribbon that you can see through the trees, and occasionally you see paths breaking off from the trail that you're riding that would lead to these other farms that you're passing. You do note that it appears the farms and animals that you see in these areas have been affected by the blight. They are thinner or scrawnier. The plants that you see growing, the farmlands and plants you see growing in the blight, are almost like dried, desiccated versions of what they should be. Was there anything that anybody would like to do before proceeding along this path? That's Go ahead.
Can I like we're seeing dry desiccation of farms, but like can you tell what kind? Like obviously this is an alien planet, it's not something we're used to, but I mean when you're talking farms, you have orchards,
You see,
perennial fruit, like what
yeah,
kind of
you see mostly like orchards, but there are larger areas that have areas sectioned off for cropland, like corn, for example, or a version of corn. But the stalks that are growing in those areas are almost leafless, and you can see ears of corn growing off that only have a handful of kernels.
no
I
for
would like
sure they're not like watering with Bronto, right?
But bronzes have what plants crave.
I would like to move up to the front and start keeping an eye out for if any of those mutated things start coming in our direction.
Okay. You haven't seen anything mutated yet, just kind of scrawny and dying.
Okay.
Yeah. And Mark dropped off the internet.
Yeah, we lost Mark.
He ran off for the cocks
Oh
again.
no, did he fall off the wagon?
He probably went to go collect corn for some recipe.
I was going to say the corn reminds you of one of those old men by the side of the road selling things in Kentucky. Has only each kernel, each corn on the corn hanging off of these large, thin stalks only has about 5 kernels. So it looks like one of those mouths with 5 teeth.
Is there a big pile of popcorn on the ground underneath them?
Not that you see from this distance.
Oh.
Could be.
Well, I'm not going to get any closer.
I'll keep an eye on you. Go over there.
I've been trying to read the scroll thing on the wagon this whole time, trying to decipher or see patterns.
Trying to decipher his writing.
Well, if not even deciphering the writing, just seeing patterns over the years and the change of song. Because you said there's notes, like musical notes too, right?
There are some musical notes, yes, but mostly it's almost like a coded key is missing. That would tell you what some of these symbols and shorthand mean. Also keep in mind that while you are listening to the variable languages that have been spoken here in God's Breath, none of you actually speak these languages. They're being translated via the crystal each of you is wearing around your neck. So you are trying to read it and decipher it, but also understand it's in a language you don't understand. because the crystal doesn't help you read. It just helps with spoken languages.
I figured as much. I'm still gonna just look.
There he is, the Coxmaster.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Welcome back. Okay, so as you push through this area of the ribbon, or near the ribbon, the trail opens and closes around your cart, meaning that there are some areas where it's clear and you can see through the trees a little bit to farms in the area, and then you go through large sections in between. Some of the farms look like they still have people living there, but more and more farms, as you start getting closer to the rattle, look like they have been deserted. As you push into the rattle, I heard something.
Oh,
As you push into the rattle, you begin to near a weathered farm surrounded by crops that look healthier than those you saw in the ribbon. The trees have changed a little bit, but you don't see any of the telltale trees that give the rattle its name. But growls and excited yipping resound from the fields surrounding a nearby farm. The source isn't clear, but from the motion of the tall crops, something moves swiftly through the fields parallel to the road. So you can see farm buildings in the distance, but between you and those kind of farm buildings, you see these tall crops. And the crops, where before, like I described, the corn stalks had very few leaves. You could almost see them like sticks sticking up out of the ground. Here, I use the term loosely because they aren't quite, but the crops seem lush in comparison. And you see movement moving through them parallel to where you are moving towards that farm. Give me a perception check.
perception.
12.
I got a 5 this time.
13.
7.
Okay.
20.
Okay. So the 12, 13, and 20, you realize there are two groups moving through the fields. One seems to be in pursuit of the other. Though the dense crops block your view to these two parties. They're running parallel, and Lady Dre tries to have the horse go a little faster, which it hasn't been this entire time, so you're not sure why she's trying. But she says, "Oh goodness me, what do you think that is?"
During this travel, we would have had a long rest, right?
So it's been half a day. So you have had a short rest in between from the fight till now. Because it's only been,
I would say more likely right now it is none of our business, but since we are here looking for something, it may be worth following at a distance for now.
If it's something chasing something else, I don't think we can afford not to try to look in on him.
It would be the heroic thing to do. Yeah.
I will.
Also, the first person we've seen that we can like talk to about where to get directions, right?
Yeah.
That's fair. And are they going in the general direction we are?
You guys are technically in the edge of the rattle now, and you don't know where Kiana where her farm is within the rattle. So that's absolutely true, Andres.
Need to start?
So do me a favor and roll
I'll
initiative,
jump.
please.
Oh, cool.
14.
6.
9.
You didn't roll?
8.
Aha. 18.
Okay. Going to go there. All right. Olvida,
Uh-huh.
you said you were hopping off the cart.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my my buddy hop. Lets me go 10 feet.
Okay.
You can jump 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. You can use this trait. Speed is greater than 0. Blah, blah, blah. I was hoping to, yeah. So I'm gonna do that jump, and then let's try and see what's running through the grass here. Running through the.
So are you entering the crops? The large tall crops?
Yeah.
Okay. So you move and disappear into the crops. You see that you're just like any true horror movie when you enter the cornfields. Your visibility is reduced to about 10 feet. And but somehow, whether it was her moving around the field, the way the field is, but you have come out ahead of, you can hear something, the yipping and shouting or yipping and barking and stuff coming essentially towards you from the south. But you haven't seen anything yet.
Cool.
The rest of you saw the heron gun leap off of the cart, which Lady Dre has just stopped, and essentially dove into the crops near the roadside.
So I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy
Okay.
to do a lion's roar at whatever in the direction of the thing that's yipping and chasing something.
Okay.
What kind of animal's pulling our cart?
A horse. And right
Okay,
now
do we
it's
have...
kind of wiggling and its ears are going crazy. You can see it's kind of stomping its hooves a little bit because it's nervous.
Okay, I'm looking up a video on how to motivate a horse.
Give me
Peanut
an
butter.
intimidation
Is
check.
that in character or above table?
Above
You
table.
see her staring into the scroll, hoping it changes.
I got a 6.
Huh?
I got a 6.
Okay. As you roar into the direction of the things coming, it doesn't seem to have dissuaded them as they continue moving forward towards you. Crow. Or did you have anything additional, Andres?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Crow.
I am just going to sprint full speed after.
Okay.
So 30.
You also disappear into the crops. Were you beelining for the same spot that you saw him run into?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a perception check to ensure that you stop in time. So you don't
14.
run into him. Yeah. As you go into, you see the shape of your Haragon friend, and you're able to stop in time. And you too hear the sounds coming from your right, which is south, coming towards you. And everyone else sees them disappear into the crops, but you also see the motion, the two groups appear almost in the same spot as where Arandi and Keck just disappeared to.
We lost Mark again.
Yep, I'm gonna move this to the corner.
Okay. So we have vegetable snacks, right? On board. Like we would have taken snacks, right? And
Yeah, you have like lunches and stuff, yeah.
okay, so I'm totally trying to fashion a carrot on a stick because I will inspire this horse to run faster in the direction we wish
You
to.
absolutely will when it's your turn.
Yes.
Yep. I know what your action is going to try.
Oh, I forgot we're in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the initiative hits them, and as Arandi and Keck, as you're kind of facing down this thing, coming at you, loudly crunching through the crops, you see an old man with dark skin, graying hair at his temples and around his ears a little bit, but he's an older man, dressed in comfortable farming clothes that are very dirty and torn. You see him burst into the area where you guys are standing, like the devil himself is on his heels. And right behind him, you see 3 massive coyotes that are, pardon the pun, but dogging him. They are nipping at him, and while you two are standing essentially on the other side of him, he sees you two, a giant rabbit and a giant insect, and thinking you are also part of these farm threats, trips and crashes sliding to a stop right in front of you. You hear him shouting something that for some reason the crystals around your neck doesn't translate. And he says, as well as those what you think are probably curse words, he says, "Oh goodness, my time has come." The massive coyotes, seeing you both there, aren't jumping forward as quickly to feed on their prey, but they also aren't backing off. One one tries to nip at the farmer. And the farmer yanks his, what you see now is he's not wearing shoes. Nips at his foot, but he's able to pull his foot away just in time. And my rolling streak is continuing. Those of you that were on the cart, it's also at this point that Lady Dre has jumped off of the cart and is running into the crops after Keck. She doesn't have a weapon. She doesn't look like she's going to attack anything, but she looks like she's going to try to help wherever she can. Mark.
Well, if I stand on the box seat, can I see over the corn?
You see the openings where people might be, but you don't see what's in there. And you see there's a larger opening now, but you're not sure what it's from.
I will use my movement to try and climb on the very top of the wagon. It's a covered wagon, so it has a frame, right?
No, this is like just a short wagon.
Oh, it's just an open wagon.
It's just an open wagon, yeah.
All right. Like, you said they were running parallel.
They're running.
to
So they're running parallel, but you guys kind of turned with the edge of the property, and so
Mhm.
you came out kind of ahead of them. And so
Okay.
when Arandi and Keck dove in, they were actually ahead of where it was running, and so everyone seems to have stopped there. You just can't tell what hole is who.
Okay.
Name your tape.
Right. So I'm going to.
Unforgettable,
not-
sir.
I'm not seeing any other movement at this point, right? They've all seemed to have kind of stopped.
I mean, in the way that a round is 6 seconds and no one
Mhm.
has made another action, yes, no
Mhm.
one's. Yeah.
Okay, great. I will. I will use. How far does it seem like it is between me and where all the people have stopped?
Maybe 25 feet.
So then I'd like to hop down off the cart. And I mean, theoretically, if I go straight in where Keck and Arandi went, then I should come out right behind them. So I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to move 30 feet in that direction.
Okay. It's pretty easy. Once you get to the crops and get into that area, you're specifically looking for them. And those two and the very colorful, I mean, Keck, you probably have a hard time picking out, to be honest, because he's about the
Right.
same color as the crops around him.
Right.
But the Herringon wears fairly bright colors, and Lady Dre is dressed very, very bright blues. So you pick them out pretty quickly. You don't even have to. You probably pick them out from almost the edge of the crops. But there's a lot of crops between you and them.
Yeah. Okay. I'll use the second half to dash to close the distance then.
Oh,
Unless
no,
I made it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I made
was-
it to them.
Yeah. If you wanted to continue to make it to them, you could. I
Yeah,
was telling
okay.
you where you could stop if you wanted to be out of threat and still
I
be.
see.
Yeah.
In that case, I will. Do I have to actively search for Keck, or now that I'm in the area,
Oh, you
can
can
I see him?
You can see him anyway. Yeah. But
Okay.
if you were chasing after just Keck, you might have a problem.
I
But
see.
you see all of them in very close. Lady Dre isn't like. I picture Irandi and Keck like 5 or 10 feet away from each other, side by side, like facing off the threat. Lady Dre is looking for a time to act. She's waiting on the side, but you can tell she's not looking to fight. She has something else in mind.
I will then reach into my pocket, load my ladle, and throw a shrimp cake at Keck.
You have shrimp cake all over the right side of your face. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, you can use your reaction to catch it and eat it. I'm just saying.
If he knows
Doesn't
it's coming.
Name your tape.
What does it do? What does the shrimp cake do?
It's going to give him those claws look like piercing damage.
I would say it's probably piercing damage.
Yeah, so then it's going to give him resistance to piercing for a minute.
Oh, Jeebus.
Yeah.
I didn't see how much damage these do. I'm glad you have so many hit points, Keck.
Well, hopefully this will help. Yeah.
And I'm so sorry. Can you describe what they look like again?
They
The shrimp cakes? They look like small little fritters.
They're massive coyotes.
Okay.
So they're coyotes like the size of a dire wolf.
Nice.
Except not, you know how dire wolves are like big and chunky because a wolf is chunky compared to a coyote? These coyotes are like lean and thin, but really tall with a head the size of a dire wolf's head.
So, Keck, if you choose to use your reaction to catch and eat this, it will give you resistance to piercing for 1 minute.
I will do that.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
Okay. Naomi. You
Okay,
and Sibo and the Proclaimer are still in the cart. Everyone else has disappeared into the.
Okay, I was gonna have that question. Is Zippo the one driving the cart?
No,
Who's driving the cart?
Lady Dre was driving the cart, but when she stopped, she jumped out to see if she should go help.
Okay, so I hand the reins over to the
Proclaimer, yeah.
the Proclaimer?
Yep.
And be like, get somewhere safe but with a good view. And then because he's writing this down for posterity. And then I jump out and heroically run to go help everybody else out.
Okay.
What does that look like?
Yeah, are you trying to
Very I'm trying to look like something a song would sing about. And I fall probably because I got hooves.
Okay, you make it with your speed. You make it further. You make it into the edge where you can see kind of the group of
Yeah.
what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, my speed says 30 feet walking. What does that mean for running?
It's the same.
Same? Okay.
Yeah, it's just the distance you can cover.
Okay, got it. So I get up to close-ish.
Yeah. You want to be close-ish. Yep. Everything is kind of theater of mind right now anyway, so you're good. Okay. And did you have an action you would like? Because that was your movement.
Well, I handed the reins over to the guy. I told him to get in good view, so
It's a free
and then
action. You can count that an action if you want, but that's a free action.
Okay, so quick question about, are the coyote monster things all near each other?
They're pretty close to each other, yeah.
Okay, so they're grouped together though.
Yeah. At the moment.
Okay, then I would like to cast Thaumaturgy and have the ground shake around them a little bit.
Okay.
It might throw them off. Who knows? I'm just distracting and making it look good. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Roll intimidation.
Okay. $15.
As you call forth the magical wisps of energy.
Over dramatic hand movements. Looking over to see if I'm being seen.
You're not.
Damn it.
Yeah, you can't see him at
So
all.
then I just do this thing. And it'll start to shake.
I love that you're doing these movements and you look behind you and all you can see is crops and go. The ground appears to shake, and all of you kind of feel this magical energy that seems to shift your perception underneath the coyotes. The coyotes, their paws go a little bit wide, as if they're kind of holding themselves more firm, and they look around like they're a little bit nervous, but they don't change nothing else about their behavior or threat changes.
I still toss my hair. Like,
Sibo.
As I watch this hyperbolic frolic into the crop line. I'm gonna drop out of the cart, and as I charge into the crop line myself, I am going to pull a bomb out of my pouch, and my quick action will be to uncork it, dump out some of the contents, and place, just for RP's sake, these little like kind of sparkly crystals, and reseal the bomb, and whatever my distance will take me into the crop line. Do I see them yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's kind of grouped around one side with a fallen farmer in the center, and then the 3 coyotes about 15 feet off.
From where I'm standing, I will then throw the bomb kind of at the feet amidst the wolves or the coyotes.
Okay.
What is it? What is it for? Where's my bonus for attack? The hell did it go?
Center of the sheet should be your weapons. And I believe grenade is one of those weapons. I think we had set that up.
So I have bomb, but for some reason my attack bonus is not filled in.
What is your dexterity modifier?
3.
3. So it's gonna be 5. It's gonna be 3 plus your
Proficiency.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So 12 on the die, so 17 to hit.
That hits.
So as it detonates, it creates kind of this like crystally glittery effect as a kind of small yield flashbang goes off in amongst all 3 of the coyotes.
Huh. Okay.
It will take a moment for them to recover. Let's clean up what we can.
What does it do?
So let me put it on here.
I have a real fear I'm about to be blind.
Well, Dan, let me look up.
50-foot radius.
That's what I'm worried about.
Blindness and deafness in a 50-foot
That's-
radius.
What?
Huh?
Huh? Where'd y'all go?
Both of you get out of here.
And how many were there?
90
Okay.
now. Because they're all like tripled in my vision.
Everything's like magnified 100 times in mine.
Give me just a second, Dan. I've got it pulled up here. Well, maybe it's not in fields of study. Smoke seeking. I know it's in here because I pulled it off of a list, but
What's he called?
it was just called Flashbang. Here it is. Excuse me. No, I don't do that. The flashbang is not yet available to me. I had it on here. Oh no, wait a minute, because I get to take bomb formula. That's why I'm able to use it before the level.
Yeah.
So, as a bonus action, you can throw one of these explosives at your feet, disorienting and distracting nearby foes. Each large or smaller creature within 5 feet of you can't take reactions until the start of its next turn. So instead of using it on myself, I threw it at them.
So they can't use
Use
reactions
your actions.
until the end of
They can't take reactions until the start of their next turn.
Oh, sweet. Which means you can't give them any of your bonuses, Mark.
Right, the wolves. That's fine.
They don't need to eat anyway.
The coyotes,
That's right.
they're about to.
Eat my glaive.
They might do that. It's made of carapace. Alright, okay. Awesome. There is a blinding flash of light, but as where you had tossed it, in amongst the collapsed crops in this area where the coyotes have kind of stamped down a larger section, it only affected the 3 of them. The rest of you see a kind of a firework of light that leaves a small cloud in your vision but doesn't actually affect your vision.
Dan, for clarity, it says each large or smaller creature within 5 feet of, well, where it detonates can't take reactions.
And
So,
is it a 5-foot square or is it a point with 5 feet around it?
Yeah, it just says each large or smaller creature within 5 feet of you. So I'm assuming it's the plus. If
Yeah.
you're looking at it as a square grid.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that it hit the 3 of them.
Okay.
But
yeah.
that it's still a blinding flash of light. It's just not causing
Fair.
any of your friends to have any adverse effects.
They weren't looking into the flash.
They weren't looking into the flash. Okay. Is that you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Andres.
Right. There's the 2. I'm going to toll the dead one of them.
One more time?
I'm going to toll
Toll
the
the
dead
dead.
one of them.
Okay.
So they got to give me a... What is this? A wisdom save. It's a 13.
Okay. 4.
Is it missing any of its hit points?
Not yet.
Cool, then it just takes a d8, which is 5.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Keck.
All right, how far away are they? Like, how are they from us?
About maybe 10 feet.
Okay, and how far away is Olvita from me?
How 5 or 10 feet? How far apart were you guys before? I figured 5 or 10 feet.
You can say 5 feet.
Yeah, 5. Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna move so that Olvita is 15 feet away from me
Okay.
because my glaive has a reach of 10. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, right? If I'm
No,
attacking the wolf.
you choose where you're
Okay.
pointing it, right?
Yeah,
It's not like it's not you're not cleaving in a 15.
Yeah, that's true.
Even if
Okay.
even if you were doing a whirlwind attack, which is something I think you can unlock later, even that I still believe you can pick your targets in that
Okay.
whirlwind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, just making sure. All right,
It's usually,
I'll
it's usually
attack
pretty good about that stuff.
whatever the closest dire coyote is.
Okay, so you're gonna move up so that you're within 10 feet of
Yeah.
that creature.
Mhm.
And it snarls at you as you get within range. Go ahead.
It's a 14 to hit.
14 hits.
And 11 damage.
One more time.
11.
Nice, 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 nice.
And the good news is you have your reactions again.
And that will be it.
Okay. It is their turn. And they are going, 2 of them are going to move up to right up near you. Keck. As you kind of move towards them. And one is going to move with, well, they're both going to move, they're both biting, so they have to be within 5 feet. And they are going to attack, and the thing is, they get pack tactics, which means they have advantage on these attacks if their friends are also nearby. Not that it would matter.
Yay.
1. Oh, hey, that's a 20. I'll take that. Ooh, crap.
And what did your crab cake thing do for me,
It
Mark?
gives you it's resistance, meaning you take half
thank
damage.
Resistance.
goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
So
with a 20.
I'm gonna go with well, actually, I could roll damage. I could roll damage and get more. But never mind.
Also, I will be doing silvery barbs if this hits him.
So, he bites into your upper leg, trying to lame you, and there is a cracking of yes, he hits. Go
So, yeah. So I do cast silvery barbs
ahead. Okay.
as a reaction.
Does silvery barbs end with a thing that means he's not going to get hit?
It says, hold on. It was you magically distract the. You have to re-roll your d20 and use a lower roll.
Does it say reroll the attack?
Yeah, it's like post-roll disadvantage.
The triggering creature must re-roll the d20 and use the lower roll. So I saw
Alright, so
him
he
about
does
to
not
bite, and I
get
was like,
his, even though
oh
he
my
has
gosh.
advantage, he's not rolling with advantage. He's rolling with disadvantage. It doesn't cancel the disadvantage, correct?
Correct.
So you have to take your
You have to
highest roll because you had advantage on the attack.
Yeah.
Right. And now roll an additional d20, and you're going to take the lower of those 2 results.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Love you, bud.
Love you too.
I had to do a magic stack. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird when we're doing it like pen and paper and not using
Does
fantasy grounds or
Does
something.
an 18 hit you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Because you rolled
But
a
it's not a crit.
15, but it's not a crit.
Right.
So,
And I'm also, like, while I was doing that, distracting, I, chose Keck to get advantage on the next attack, ability check, or saving throw if you make it within the next minute, which I'm sure you'll have
okay.
plenty of opportunity.
So
That's part of Silvery Barbs.
Yeah, Silver Barbs is
Oh,
a
okay.
great fucking spell.
it's a really
Yeah, I've
good
never
spell.
had it.
It's a
really-
great freaking spell. Yay.
Oh yeah. Right.
We're gonna try, Mark, but
I know. It's okay.
We get one. We get one
Yeah.
at PG-13.
Isn't this
Yeah.
Gamers Like After Dark?
After
Yeah.
dark. Okay, so you would take normally 15 damage, but you have resistance, so you're going to be taking 7 points of damage. And you were going to be taking 28 points of damage, so your party did just help you.
Can we get away from these guys? Because I don't got much more spell slots left.
Okay, that was this one. That one, and then the one that you injured, Irandi, is going to actually. There's more targets now. Oh, he's just mean. He's gonna go after the farmer on the ground.
Boo!
And
Rude.
he does not get advantage. Well, actually, he does get advantage because he's attacking the guy on the ground.
Yep, they're prone.
Not that it freaking matters. So he goes to snap at the farmer on the ground, and as Lady Dre notices that he's going after the farmer, she jumps out from the brush where the crops where she'd been hiding. Not really hiding, you can't really hide, but and grabs him and pulls him as hard as she can into the crops, away from the melee that's occurring. Both of them are now prone, but they are further away from the fight.
Good thing they can't take reactions.
And they can now. It was the beginning of their turn.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
their
the beginning.
turn, right?
Yeah.
And Mark.
Well, I will quickly reach into my pocket, grab a piece of orange cake, load it in, and actually, I know there's no holding, but can I hold my action
Until what?
until Keck gets injured again?
So, all things
Which-
being equal,
Which means I may not get attacked.
well, it'll be you're holding until after. So you want to hold to reset initiative to be before the NPCs. No, after the
No,
NPCs.
just after the NPCs.
Which is where you are right now.
Oh.
Keck did just get hurt.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to waste an orange cake. And you shouldn't, because Keck currently has a crap ton of hit points still.
Yeah. I will take out one of the lighter knives from a kit, and I will throw it at.
There's one that's a little injured, one that's a little bit more injured, and one that's not injured.
I'll throw it at the one that's not injured.
Okay.
Oh, can't see it. Where did it go? No, I
Must
lost
have been a 1.
Hold on. It was a 16 plus 6, 22.
Oh yeah, that hits by a little bit. Yep.
I gotta find my D4. Hold on. Oh boy. Oh, that's D10. 2 points of damage.
Okay.
Slashing damage. So I throw it, and it basically grazes its muzzle, but it ultimately bounces off. And that's my turn.
Okay. Naomi.
Okay, so hold on. I'm trying to figure out what I can do. Oh shoot! I'm gonna start talking smack to the dogs, to the coyotes.
Okay.
Specifically the one that went after the farmer,
Mm-hmm.
and just like rip into him, being like, "Who do you think you are? Are you not even dogging it right? Like, what is this?" And I'm just like, I know he can't hear me, but it's gonna sound very aggressive with some growling and random yips and laughter at him.
Okay.
That would be me casting vicious mockery.
Mm-hmm.
Which I need to figure out what I need to roll on. Hold on.
It's only been a month.
They take a save.
I think it's wisdom. Maybe
It's either wisdom or charisma.
Charisma, maybe.
It's wisdom. Yeah, they need a wisdom saving throw.
I believe it's 13.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Your spell save. I think I have it here.
Yes. I think I have it here.
Yeah, 13.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, there it is.
What is your current hit? What is your total hit points? You weren't
Wow.
on when I asked.
Oh no. Okay.
I'll leave it what I have now. If that's fine.
Okay, so I don't know. I don't know if I calculated it onto my character sheet, but it says 9.
Okay, then I think we'll need to look at that after. I think you're supposed to have more. I think. You live here, so I might have updated yours already, but we'll see. Regardless, they failed.
I don't think
So
I did.
what happens?
I don't think I updated. Oh, it failed?
Yep. They rolled a 9. Yep.
Okay, then he just brushes it off like I didn't do anything.
No, he failed his save.
No, he
Oh,
failed his
he
save.
failed his save.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1d4 psychic damage.
That's what I thought.
Three.
Okay. He yips a little bit in confusion as he's not sure that damage came from a sick burn, and he's looking around confused.
It's a totally sick burn. He heard me like yipping and coyote at him.
I'm sure that was the confusing part.
Yeah.
Sibo.
I will. Sorry, give me just a second here.
Mhm.
Do any of them look particularly wounded yet?
The one of the ones that was attacking Keck is bleeding a bit from a wound in like its front corner, near its front arm, but it hasn't slowed it down.
Carl,
One
how
looks
many
like
hit
his
points are you
pride was
down?
wounded.
And one looks like his pride was wounded.
Crow, how many hit points are you down?
Am I allowed to say that?
He's looking wounded, but not on death's door.
Okay, hang on just a second. I gotta look this thing up again.
You can make a medicine check to get more specific answers, but just through all of the crops and combat that's happening right now, you can see that part of his leg is slowly bleeding a thick greenish mucus.
Okay. So I pull out a different colored bomb. This one's actually red and white. And I give it a good shake and I throw it at Crow.
The player.
Correct. This time.
At your face.
So an 18. And that gives Crow Oh, it landed cocked, and not like Mark's cocked.
Gout. It gives him gout.
So that gives Crow 7 temporary hit points.
Shields up.
And that lasts until the end of my next turn.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
You guys really have a lot of things to help beef up a tank. That's
Yeah,
really
I'm
kinda
loving it.
neat, yeah.
I mean, you said you wanted us to experiment and see how we
Yep.
can.
This is a great way to do that.
Just, you know,
It just means I need to attack
power
more
of friendship.
you. I need to spread out the attacks more, that's all. Okay.
I don't think that's necessary.
Awesome. Sibo, did you have anything else?
Nope, that's me.
Okay. You said until the end of his next turn?
The
He
end
said
of
of
my
his
next
of
turn.
his next turn
Your
of
next.
Sibo's.
Awesome.
Mhm.
So the end of the round. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Irandi.
I need all of them to give me charisma saves. I'm casting Bane.
Charisma save.
13.
That's their best worst stat.
Good.
Bane
I'm
is
gonna
good.
say what kind of charisma do coyote monsters have?
I got
Doesn't help that corn.
a 1, a 12, and a 17.
So the 17 passes. The other two take a negative D4 on attack rolls and saving throws.
Yes, Bane is so good.
For how long?
1 minute. And it's concentration.
1 minute. Jeez.
So the one was a little smarter than the others. So would you say he's wily?
He has more Riz.
Kill that one.
The wily coyote.
It's Riley.
I mean, I was going to ask earlier if the farmer was running parallel to the road.
Jeez Louise. Meep. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I missed an opportunity on
When are we
vicious
going to
mockery
ban
there.
him from this community?
Dan's like, I wish your internet would go back down.
I already pushed the button twice. I don't have any more presses. Check.
All right. Is there one that is focused on Arandi?
Yes.
Olvida?
The one
no,
that passed its save. Get that one.
Yeah,
There's one that's closer to Irandi because it was attacking the guy on the ground.
Oh, okay.
And that's the one that passed the save.
That's the one I'll go after.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to move. Well, if you move to that one, you will be moving out of the range of another one.
Okay.
No, he wouldn't. He's got a 15-foot reach.
But
he never
they-
got it.
And not
But
15.
they don't.
Right. If I leave,
He's
he gets
moving,
opportunity.
He's moving out of their reach. His reach
Yeah.
doesn't matter for that. If they were moving out of his reach, which is a longer reach.
Oh, because they had moved in
Yeah.
after he attacked. I see.
Yep.
Got it.
So
Sorry.
I'll go to the one that I hit the first time then.
So, okay. So you're going to attack. Okay, perfect.
All right, it's hard when I can't see
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
where they actually are.
Yeah. You have 2 that are within 5 feet of you. And then
Okay.
you have one that's kind of across the clearing a little bit that was attacking the guy on the ground.
Is he more than 15 feet away?
No.
So then he could just turn and
It's
attack
10
him.
feet, not 15.
Oh, it's 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he
It's
within
about
10 feet?
15 feet away, yeah. It's
Okay.
about 15 feet away because
Okay.
Chet had moved up to attack them.
Then I'll hit the one I hit the last time,
Okay.
and that's
Well, you
a
can take the opportunity attacks because they're at a minus D4.
They're at a minus D4. You have extra buffs, and
Yeah.
and you have a. I mean, don't forget you also have advantage right now
Oh, okay. Then let me roll that again.
for your attack. So you could still
So-
attack the other one and take the attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I'm not telling you what to do, Crow, but you would only get one opportunity shifting 5 feet to the left. Actually, you probably wouldn't even get that shifting 5 feet to the left because he'd still be diagonal to the one that's in front of him, right?
I think we're gonna have to like hand wave like placement. He's
Yeah.
gonna take 2 opportunity attacks.
I am.
Well, if he's
taking-
only shifting 5 feet, he won't take 2.
I'm
I
taking.
would take 1.
I'm taking this as a note. I will make sure to have maps up for the next session.
But if he's standing in front of 2, right,
He's
he
standing-
moves 5 feet, he's only going to take 1.
Depending on where the position of the other thing is. So if
Well, he
we're
said
gonna
it's
assume theater of the mind, he's taking 2 opportunity attacks to get
why
your
are
reach
we
to attack
why
somebody.
are we
So-
assuming that
so
when he's got a 10-foot reach?
Because it's not my reach; it's their reach.
If he
No.
moves, if he moves 5 feet towards the one that was attacking the one on the ground, he is moving away from one
of
of
them.
the coyotes, which is where
One
the
of them.
attack opportunity is coming from.
Right.
So,
that-
but he would be within reach of 2 coyotes still for
Sure.
himself. Actually, you would be in reach of all 3 coyotes, to be honest. But you would be taking that attack of opportunity. This, as a GM, you're beefed up right now with a bunch of stuff that goes away. So
Yeah.
I would probably just take the attack of opportunity if you wanted to attack the one that's going after Rondi.
I'll do that.
Okay. So
What's the one that's going after the guy on the ground?
Yep. And near you. Nearer you. Okay.
I'll be fine.
D4, right?
Yeah. Do you want me to roll it?
It doesn't matter. I got a 0.
Out of D4.
How do you
That's
get a
good
0?
for-
I got a D20 where I rolled a 1, and I
Uh-huh.
got a D4 where I rolled a 1.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
So does a 5 hit you
No.
on a critical failure? Oh, frick me.
Okay,
These
I'm
are
gonna
my
roll
good
to hit that
expensive
one,
dice too.
and that's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits. And you rolled with advantage?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. First was a 16.
Yeah, you definitely hit.
Daniel, when you weren't looking, I cursed your dice, by the way.
Apparently.
And that's 11
Yep.
damage.
That's how we work as a team.
Okay.
Teamwork makes the
It
dream work.
cries out in pain as you swipe across its back flanks where it wasn't expecting to get attacked. It yips out in pain and looks fearful.
Can I unarmed strike as a bonus action? It's only got 5 feet reach though, so if I'm not within 5 feet, then I can.
You're within 5 feet of the one you attacked first.
Okay.
Because you kind of moved around him to reach this other one. I think you can. It's essentially attacking with 2 weapons, but you're not going to get your strength bonus. It'll just be straight dice.
Right,
for
and
a D4. D4? Is D4 a
for
fist?
what? For the damage or for to hit?
Oh,
For
you're
the
going to roll a D20 to hit, but it's...
Right.
Normally, if you were just punching someone, it would be the fist damage plus your strength, right? But because you are attacking a second time, like fisticuffs or whatever,
Right. So it's just a straight 4.
it would just be a straight D4, yeah. I don't know why I'm looking in that book. I think a fist is a D4.
I think
Fist is
you're right.
1 plus strength.
Oh, so
Oh, so it would just be 1.
it'd be 1.
Yeah, because you don't roll. You don't roll. I don't think for unarmed. It's just 4.
Right.
Which is why monks
me.
monks are worse, right?
Right.
No, monks are better because they roll dice.
Sorry. I meant like more badass.
Yeah. Worse as in they do it better.
Oh.
I understand where the way I used my words was not the best way to show what I was talking about.
Okay. The bonus unarmed was only a 9 to hit.
Okay, so yeah, that missed.
Okay.
You took a swipe at the coyote that was coming up behind you and missed.
Okay.
Are you done?
Yep.
Okay, it is their turn. The coyote sorry, I'm doing math in my head. Directly in front of Rondi, seeing his food being pulled away at the last moment, is going to turn to. It won't matter because I'm still going to be rolling. Turn to. Prudence. And is going
I had a
to
feeling that was coming.
move up to you and snap at you. He leaves your reach. Check.
Is
So
that
I
an
get a
attack of opportunity?
So check can do an attack for opportunity if you would like
Okay.
to use that reaction.
I would.
Okay.
9 to hit.
Did you say how much it was to hit?
9.
Okay. Yeah, that misses. And he goes to take a. Of course. Thank you for the 20 as a test, you jerky jerk. A 7 does not hit you, Naomi.
No, it
And
does not.
the other two are going to attempt to team on Keck again. It's the only way I'm gonna actually get a point. It's for 10 rounds, right? They have that extra D4.
Bane, yeah, it's a minute, you said.
Okay,
10 rounds.
nice. That's not gonna hit. And the other one, I'm rolling with advantage. Does a 17 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay. Jeez Louise. Does somebody have a reaction? Yeah.
No, I had a quick question because when he went, the one that was gonna attack me.
Yep.
Turned to attack Keck.
No.
Oh, these are the other two. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
These are the other two. Yep. Mark?
I apparently still have card vantage on, and someone redeemed it for Shank.
Oh,
Do
okay.
you want to honor that, or should I refund the points?
Sure.
We don't have the deck
I
of
don't
cards.
have. Does anybody have a deck of cards at hand? We will make sure you have a card before your turn. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Sorry,
So,
Dan. I'll turn those off
thank
after
you.
this.
You're fine. No, it's
Okay.
not like you guys need an
I
extra
mean,
advantage.
I have a deck of tarot cards here.
Yeah,
Does that count?
Can you?
No, those bicycle cards are perfect.
Yeah. Can you pull a random card, and you'll get this bonus.
What about my fancy Cthulhu tarot cards?
Actually,
it doesn't
no,
have
Okay,
you
those
know
are
what?
cool.
I'm good with you using your tarot cards if you want to use your tarot cards, and I'll do what I think the
No, 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 no,
Yeah, no, I think the play cards are much better.
Oh no, death reversed.
This isn't Everway. There you go. So you get
Okay.
a plus 10.
You're getting a plus 10 to your next action. So
Wow.
thank you to whoever gave.
It was Bearden.
No,
It was
Bearden. Thank you.
He said, "Sorry, Dan. I didn't mean to make things more complicated."
No, it's fine. It just means I really need to step up the threats. That's all. And by
My
loaded
zombie card deck.
and by loaded dice.
Why are you like this, Dan?
Are there threats?
What? I see
Oh.
puppies.
Uh,
I'm just saying he
Too
said that in a
quiet.
vacuum.
12,
He
12
does not speak
damage
for the rest of the group, sir.
as the one you originally damaged, Keck, bites into one of your other leg. It's 12 damage, but you're only gonna take 6.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, okay.
Because it's piercing damage, and you currently have resistance to piercing damage.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep. That's them. Lady Dre is kind of getting up and pulling him further away from the fight in the crops. You can see at this point he is an older man and he's moving hard. It's hard for him to move through the crops and he's injured. But she's getting him back through the crops. And
He doesn't look like he's dying.
he doesn't look like he's dying,
Okay,
but
cool.
he's moving. It's harder for him to move. He's moving like me. Mark.
Okay. I am going to load a piece of orange cake,
He doesn't
and
have a
I
reaction.
will.
He doesn't have a reaction.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. I will throw a piece of orange cake at Keck, and it will bounce off of his head and fall to the ground. Waiting for him to pick it up and eat it
Oh.
next turn.
Oh, I didn't realize it could do that.
Well, I mean, I can't
Why can't it?
hand it to him. So,
If I had a healing spell and I cast that healing spell on someone and for some reason it couldn't be completed, it wouldn't just hang around.
oh, it's a physical piece of cake, and he has to eat it in order to get the effects. So I would assume that that's how it works. It's not. It's not
So
a
if the
spell.
coyote ate it, would
Yeah, if the coyote
Sure,
could
if the
eat
coyote-
it and
yeah.
it could be trampled,
If-
like there's
if
options.
he was smart enough to do that, sure.
I mean, he's a hungry coyote in the
It's a
river.
hungry.
Like throwing a mushy healing potion.
So yeah, so I guess that is a better analogy, is that it's a healing potion.
Yeah,
It's
That's
healing. You're making a certain number of healing potions that spoil every day,
that's correct.
and you're throwing him a healing potion you can make. So it's similar to if Sibo, who is an alchemist, made a healing bomb or healing potion that could hang around. No, because once it leaves your hand, it's inert, right? Sibo?
Once it makes impact, like if I like overshoot and it hits the ground, it goes inert.
Because I think alchemists, when they make potions, I think that stuff goes inert if you try to hand it off.
I did see something about my bombs going inert every day.
So I
They're
can't.
only
I
good
can't
for
use your
24 hours.
bombs.
What's that?
I can't use your bombs.
I'd have
So
to
if you
go
like
look that
handed it
up.
to me, I couldn't.
I'm
throw it.
fine. I'm fine with us not having this answer right now, but it
Yeah,
should be
I
something
mean-
that we find out in the future.
If I knew in advance, like I could, if I could make like 12 a day as an example, I could hand one to everybody, and then they eat it at their own leisure. It spoils by the end of the 24 hours.
I think we've had this discussion before about one of your other food things that did like telepathy or something.
I think it's
Right.
like Goodberry.
Yeah, Goodberry might be a good example of it.
Huh. So the what is the benefit of using your ladle to get it to where it needs to be versus just throwing it where it needs to be?
Well, I'm more accurate with the ladle.
Yeah, and it looks cool.
I'm using dex, not strength.
Yeah.
Is the basic gist.
Okay.
And I don't have to I don't have to 5-foot touch him if I throw it to him and he gets to use his and eats it.
Okay.
That's it. It's just me staying out of combat.
So when it's my turn, would I use my bonus action to eat it, or is that an action?
So that is a good question.
It's an action to eat a Goodberry.
It's an action to eat a good berry. It's an action to drink a potion, but I've always had a problem with that. Action economy is so huge in 5e that, and there's so few things you can do with a bonus action, that in the past, in games I've run, and to include the game I played in, the last game that Mark ran, I believe we had house ruled that it was a bonus action to drink a potion.
Yeah.
That's
And I mean,
that's the popular one. Is that it's a bonus action to drink it, and then you have to roll, and if you take the full action to drink the potion, you get the max.
Yeah, that's the way the other one I was in did too.
and I mean,
Oh.
since it can be
Oh.
eaten at as a reaction, I would think a bonus action would be the right speed.
Because it's a free interaction to pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
I
that's your item in
I hadn't heard that before, where you roll if you're taking it as a bonus action because you're sloppy and you're doing it fast. But if
Yeah.
you're taking your time the full round, then it's maximum hit points healed. I like that.
Yeah, it's a really popular
Yeah.
alternate rule.
I like that. Okay. Done. Okay, Mark. So you hit him in the face with an orange cake. It hits the ground.
Yep.
Keck, you have just been hit with an orange cake. It hits the ground at your feet.
And I shout, "Eat that!"
Eat
That's
me.
my turn. That's
I
my
was gonna
turn.
say you need to start writing like "eat me" on your food.
Yeah.
Are you done, Mark?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Naomi.
Okay, so I have bludgeoning damage, like an unarmed strike because it got horns. What do I roll for that?
Is that
It's 1 plus your strength.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be 1 plus your strength.
Oh damn. That's a risky choice. Can I try to headbutt him while doing vicious mockery?
That is the first time I've ever heard you actually reconsider a plan that you were going to do.
I have a -1 in strength.
So it's going to, as a note, it will put you in melee distance with these coyotes.
Don't I have one within melee distance that just tried to attack me?
Oh, you do.
Oh, that's
the
right,
one
you
that's
do.
right there.
You absolutely do. I'm sorry. You absolutely do. So yeah, you could Toro this coyote.
I was picturing grabbing him by the ears, headbutting him while saying "meet me," mocking him for being bad at being a coyote. I don't know. This is gonna go badly for me, but he does have to do a wisdom save as I talk shit to him while I'm doing this.
And okay, remind me, he succeeded on this on Bane, so he doesn't have the -4 to his saving throws.
Correct.
Keck Crow has already used his advantage from that silvery barbs, so that's gone.
The reaction, yeah. Oh no, yeah, the advantage.
Yeah, he still has. I have 7 rounds of resistance. Keck has 7 rounds of resistance. Okay, sweet. Wisdom saving throw. Son of a gun. Yep,
These sounds like they failed. Yay.
Yep. that one fails.
He took 4 points of damage on that one.
4 points of damage.
I got a natural 20 on my head, but
Wow. That's awesome.
I mean, it'd be 2 damage plus strength, right?
Will it be 1?
1 damage
It'd be
plus
0 points.
No, it would be
technically
nothing.
0 points because
I have a
Well,
-1
you-
strength.
and
Wouldn't you
apply your
double?
strength, so it's a 0. So max damage is 0.
But it would
It
double
still
the one.
looks
It would double the
cool.
1. It would
It would
double
be
the
a
1.
one.
Oh,
So it'd
double
be
the
one.
Right, so it's still 1 point of damage. So you did something.
I said boop and headbutted him.
Poop.
Grabbed him by the ears. Headbutted him instead of boop. And that is just enough to his pride where he took that psychic damage.
I think you broke Dan.
If anyone's gonna do it, it would be me.
Are you done?
Yes, I am, and I am quite proud of myself. Thank you very much. I'm gonna get eaten, aren't I? Yep, I'm about to get eaten.
Sibo.
I'm gonna hold my action until Naomi gets eaten.
Gotta watch the show. Yeah.
How many of them are left?
So
All three.
there are three that
Oh,
are
they're all-
left. The no joke, the one that she just headbutted is shook. Like he's
Damn, Naomi, what did you do to that wolf?
Dude,
he is
a little.
confused. He is
I killed his pride.
He's ego damaged, man. So, Mark, above table, do you still have your reaction?
I do. I
Okay.
am far away from them and not engaged in melee.
I really hope
Oh.
that was seen by the.
How far
Journalist.
can you yeet stuff with that ladle?
It's pretty far.
And do you have anything currently flammable?
Mark is wearing a more flammable set of clothing than the rest of you,
Yeah,
but
that would be
it's
bad.
most of it's underneath a leather apron. So
I have the ability to create fire with flint, but I do not have anything flammable other than the clothes on my body, which I would not like to ignite. And even that would take a while, like longer than an action or something like that.
Hmm.
To answer you above table.
Is anybody engaged in melee? Keck is, right?
Keck is and
and
Prudence is.
Me.
And
yeah.
And Prudence.
And wait, are you still? Is Orangi still?
No, I haven't engaged in melee at
Oh,
all.
okay.
So I'm going to pull out a bomb and undercharge it, take some of the powder out, and throw it at whichever of the three coyotes looks like they're having the worst day.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to offer a slight suggestion as a GM.
Okay.
The one that looks like it's having the worst day is the one that Prudence just shook.
Okay.
But you currently have a +10 to hit,
Yes.
and the other
That is fair.
two could probably use that damage a little bit more.
Okay, so whoever looks healthy.
Yeah.
Ist.
That's what I would probably go for.
Okay. And that is so as I go to prime or like reseal the charge
Mhm.
and draw back to throw it, I don't realize that the cap wasn't entirely in place, and so all of the contents spill out behind me onto the ground. And that's me rolling a nat 1. Oh shit!
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so much for that +10.
Oh, poor honored elder.
Roll me a d4.
Oh god, I don't like where this is going.
Yeah, me neither.
Bearden wants to know how many times he can redeem that.
I don't have a
So-
limit, but it's only for once per roll. Card advantage only works one per roll.
Okay.
But
Oh, Jesus Christ.
is it a one?
It's a 1.
Okay, so as you pull
I have a
back over
defense
your
for what's
shoulder,
about to happen.
and all of that dust and powder rolls down your back and into your shoes, you still throw the metal casing, and it whacks one of the coyote right in the dome and bounces off, doing 1 point of damage. You are still covered in a bunch of flammable stuff, but
The rules do specifically say that after 24 hours, the unused bombs become inert, and then there was something too about like what happens for misses. I actually saw this.
oh yeah, I'm doing it for fluff.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm not anticipating you're gonna light yourself on fire with anything.
I mean, true to form for a goblin.
Meant to do that. Meant to do that.
That's right.
Are you done, buddy?
Apparently.
Okay. Andres.
Toll the dead on the one attacking Prudence.
Okay.
So I need a. That's it again. Spells. Wisdom save 13.
12.
Awesome. They take a D12 now.
Jeez Louise.
So, just an FYI,
Mm-hmm.
Bearden just redeemed 20,000 channel points to give one card to everybody else.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you.
Crow. Thank you very much, Beard. That was very,
Thank
very
you.
nice of you.
Very kind.
For them.
He said, make Dan sweat.
He gave me one too?
No, for the other
He
player.
wants to make you sweat.
He gave me one for each of you?
I love you, Dan, but I love to see you work.
Okay, hey, Crow. Can I have you deal off 4 cards? And I'll write them on your guys' initiative tracker?
And then you got 8 points of damage.
Okay.
Three for who?
Okay, 3 for Andres' next turn. 10 for Prudence. Actually, we'll say 10 for you, because you're next in the initiative order.
Okay.
Uh,
Joker was a critical hit.
that's Mark on the initiative. And Naomi gets the instruction card.
Heck yeah! I win.
Naomi,
Okay, 8.
you get a
An
1,
eight.
a 1 or 11.
Yeah, 1 or 11. That's what it was.
Okay, I'll take 11.
Okay. That was very nice of you, Bearden.
He said,
Thank
do the
you.
Salt Bay meme.
So, okay, Andres.
Yeah.
That was you. How do you want to? What does that look like? It's done.
So, on my mailbox tab, there's like a bunch of those like little dancers bells on it, and I'm just shaking that at them and start like doing a little dance.
Making a little love.
Get
Maybe a
down
little
right.
love? No, this is a family show.
Coyote goes down tonight.
Why am I thinking those belly dancer skirts or something?
Yeah, it's like one of those that's just tied off to the staff, and I start shaking that at them, and I start doing a dance.
Is it
in a circle?
Psychic damage?
It's a Toll the Dead is I point at a creature within range, and the sound of a Polaris bell fills the air around it for a moment. They take necrotic damage.
It you see its eyes go wide, and then its face begins to dry up, and its eyes begin to bubble up a little bit, and that dry look moves from its face down its neck into its chest, and it seizes and then collapses to the ground.
I was also gonna say I forgot to mention that they had disadvantage from Vicious Mockery.
That's on the next attack, right?
On their next attack, yeah. Or on saving throws.
Yeah, it's also saving throws.
Oh, that's
So
wicked.
had it succeeded, it still probably would have failed. Nice. Okay, so that one's down.
Oh no, wait, I was wrong. It's attack rolls, not saving.
I was gonna say Vicious Mockery
Yeah, that's
is
attack rolls.
so OP if that's the case.
Yeah, no, just attack rolls.
So that I remember, Bane though is a D4 away from attack rolls and saving.
And saving throws. It's
And
the
the
opposite
two-
of blast.
And the two that are out,
Mhm.
the two that are still alive, are both baned.
Yeah,
Okay. And are you good?
I am done.
Okay, Monsieur Crow.
Okay, the one that was going after Prudence is the one that died.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, I will go after the one that looks the next healthiest.
They're pretty close, but yeah. They're
I mean, I
both
don't know.
they're both attacking you. One
Yeah.
one has a fairly large wound on its leg, the other one doesn't. So
Okay, I'll go after the one that doesn't have the wound on its leg.
okay.
And that's a 1.
I like the ones from you guys that are wasting these 10s.
And I will use my action surge
Mm-hmm.
to do it again. That's a 13.
I'm gonna say it hits. Go ahead.
And 5.
5. Okay. It yips and like slides back, but not outside of that 5-foot ridge.
Crow, you're not
Mhm.
done.
Oh, bonus action. I will eat the cake.
Smart. Good catch. Let a full turn go by again.
I was like, no. Sorry.
And what is that?
Yep. Give me 1 second. I'm looking at the total right now. It is 1d6 plus 3.
And you roll that or I?
You can roll it.
He's been doing the people who eat it.
Yeah.
And it was 1d6 plus what?
3.
So it's a 6.
Nice. Oh, we even wrote it down. It says it's a bonus action.
And I think that was why originally.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Are you done, Crow?
Yes.
Alright, it's their turn. And they are going to once again try to attack you. I'm looking at the time as well. Of course. A dirty 20. And
I think they're looking at you, Crow, like one of those candies where they think there's going to be the creamy nougat inside.
Yeah, or pinata. Yeah.
and a 13. So the first one hits for 12.
So 6.
So you would take 6. Actually, I'm sorry. You take nothing.
Yeah.
Because you had temporary hit points and you took the damage last time when you shouldn't have taken the damage last time for the same amount of damage. So you have
So you
Okay.
got
one temporary hit
one
point
temporary
left.
hit point.
Yeah.
Well, no, it would be gone because it was till his next
It
turn.
was the end of my turn.
Well, still, you shouldn't have
Okay,
taken it last time, and this
Yeah, so you're fine.
this would be a wash.
It was 6 damage last time. It's 6 damage this time. We'll call it a wash and say the 6 damage you took last time is good.
Okay.
Whatever. You're good.
Yeah, but there's no more temporary. No.
Yep. And we need to make sure you guys are remembering that, not me, because I'm gonna start taking advantage of it.
Right.
I'm gonna have to because I'm getting murked.
We don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Yeah,
Just wait.
ops normal.
I just headbutted it.
You thought a terrorist was bad enough. One that's the captain of a spaceship that has a whole bunch of terrorists.
Yeah, but
Sir, whatever nonsense you're building your next magic deck around can't be brought to this table.
You're wrong. Ravnica is all about it.
well, how beat up do these things look?
Ish. They're still hungry, but the death of a third of their party did have an effect, and they are looking more skittish than they were before.
Yeah, I have, I think, 12 knives, so I can throw for a little while. I'll just pull out one of the knives and throw it whichever one looks worse.
Okay. Keep in mind it's a crit.
Okay. Unless I roll a 1.
Unless you roll a 1. Which has
But
been
I did not. I rolled a 19, so that's good. So then it's a D4 doubled. Is that how that works?
D4 doubled, yeah.
That would be. Sorry, I'm rolling a D8 because I don't have a D4. So if it's a 6, that would be a 3 doubled. So 6.
Yeah.
6 points of slashing damage.
Yeah, you throw a knife and it slices it right down its back. You can see a wound puckering up between the fur.
Gross.
You're the one that did it. You know me.
Okay, so I didn't watch the magic happen, so I'm taking credit for the dead coyote right in front of me. I flip my hair. Anyway, so I see the two attacking Keck, right? And I'm just gonna go, you got this, buddy, you're gonna get him! And they cast Bardic Inspiration on Keck. Which is, gosh, where did I put that? And I'm trying to be as inspirational as I can while climbing over a body. But it looks very heroic, so you feel that. You gain
you
a
feel
1.
that.
You gain a D6. Hold on. Yeah, you gain an inspiration die of 1d6 on one ability check, attack roll, or saving roll. Throw. So
Is that an action? Or is it a bonus action? to do that.
That is an action because. Hold on. No, Bardic Inspiration is bonus action.
So you still have your action.
Um,
And you currently have a plus 11 to what you attempt.
and one spell. Hold on, let me see.
And that was a D6 attack, save, or check.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, the only main thing I can do for those coyotes is Vicious Mockery, so I am going to
You
oh gosh, I'm gonna desecrate the body of their friend.
That escalated.
That went
Wow.
from 0 to 100.
I thought, oh, she'll finally pull out the weapon she's got. Nope.
I have a weapon.
Jump
No.
straight to. I'm going to
No,
desecrate the body.
Jump straight into the corpse is what she
Heck
did.
No,
approves.
I'm gonna like get it, and
And
I'm
I
just
thought
gonna
they
be like,
smelled bad on the outside.
yeah.
I'm sorry, what are you doing?
It's sounding
Yeah.
like she's quickly becoming a necro barbarian.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm
Necrobard.
gonna get. This is so bad. Okay, so I take the head of the dead one. Like, I'm not taking his head off, but I pick up the mouth and I start going, "You guys suck! You're so bad at this. You could not save me." Like, it's not trying to say that.
Straight out of Wily Roadrunner.
Naomi,
Yes,
if you don't draw this, I'm gonna be very
I
upset.
know. Okay.
All right. So that's a saving throw
Yeah.
for which one? The one that's hurt more, or the one that's hurt less?
The whichever one's closest to me, so the hurt less, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. 12. So does not make your saving throw. So go ahead.
2 points of psychic damage plus the thing that I have. Does that add to the damage rolls?
I don't know what you're talking about.
My card that gives me my bonus thing.
Oh, it rolls. It adds to your to hit essentially.
Oh,
So
and I
it's-
didn't have any of that, so
No. So it's fine.
okay.
Yeah.
I still hurt their feelings.
You sure did. Are you?
And disadvantage on attack roll.
Disadvantage on attack roll. Okay.
As a single tear rolls down his face.
Nice. Messed up. Puppeteering their dead comrade. Sibo.
You told me to be creative.
I am now learning what that word means to you versus what it means to me. I'm sorry, guys. You are some of my closest friends. If you die, she's gonna puppet you.
Can I take necromancy as a bard?
Yes.
I mean, maybe Mark's into that, bro. You don't know.
True. Of course, he'll be dead, so.
I'll still ask for consent if he's dead.
Yes, Arthur Princess.
Speak with that.
Don't say anything if you give consent.
Speak with dead.
Jesus.
It's you, Sibo.
Are we down to just one?
There's still 2, but one looks much further off.
Well, since I blew my big moment earlier, I guess I'm just gonna go for the one that looks like it's closer to dying
Okay.
with an undercharged bum.
Okay.
Jesus Christ! All right, I rolled a 7 total.
With the extra?
There was
He didn't have extra this last time.
This time.
Oh,
He had
no.
before.
Yeah, the horrific sight of one of his comrades animating a corpse
I like to
manually.
I like to think he was like this.
Yeah, I was getting ready to throw it, and then I got distracted and I started laughing when she was like moving its jaw, and I'm like,
I girl bossed a little too close to the sun on that one.
Girl boss a little too close to the sun. Irandi.
I'm gonna Toll the Dead. That one.
The one that's wounded more?
The other one.
Okay.
So give me that wisdom saving throw.
Naomi, did you buy me weighted dice that are weighted the wrong way?
No, I just cast like real life vicious mockery on them, and so they're really like not happy right now.
I'm gonna come home one day from work and see her bent over my dice, calling them names.
You
Yeah,
bought them from Will Wheaton.
Yeah,
I rolled a 2 minus 1 from the D4, so
Nice.
Naomi, thank you for delivering my birthday present dice to him.
You're welcome.
Take 10 damage.
I did find your resin kit, Daniel. I'm not saying that I filled in parts of it with you guys, but whatever.
Yeah, he's not doing so well anymore. His ears, you can see that his ears are getting matted with blood as it's leaking out from that
Yeah.
sound, from the audible ringing of your belly dancer chain. And Crow.
All right, I will swing at the one that's almost dead.
Okay.
11.
11
think
does
that-
not hit. Yeah.
I will unarmed strike it as
Wait.
a bonus.
You get to
That was plus to
D6.
attack, not plus to hit,
Oh, okay.
right?
What?
What?
Or
Hold on.
the 1d6.
Yeah, you get a D6 for attack saves, and
Oh, it's
Yeah,
attack.
yeah.
Attack is to hit, not the
Yeah.
attack
Yeah.
damage.
that's correct. It's to hit.
Okay, so let me roll.
It's
that.
it's the ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
So that's a 14.
That hits.
Awesome.
So good job, Naomi.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's 12.
12 damage?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's done.
I will chop his head off.
Okay. You bring the tip of the glaive down and neatly bisect the coyote. It collapses to the ground in a small spray of visceral red. And
I'll bonus action, kick its head over to Prudence. Here's another one.
One for each arm.
Hero's pose.
hero pose.
My one foot. I'm still looking around to see. if
You
we
look
can
around and see the Proclaimer standing in the entryway, looking at you in shock and horror.
That's how you get good songs written about you. I'm just saying.
Keck.
I kind of walk past him.
She's not always like this.
You get an attack of opportunity as the last one that's near you, seeing where all of this is going, is turning tail to run.
21 to hit,
Yeah, that hits by a lot.
4 damage.
You take a spot and get one of its flanks, and it yips and screams in pain, and it's almost like you lit a firecracker on his butt. He is out. Like he's back through the greens. You can hear him yipping and calling until those sounds disappear in the distance.
I was hoping to bring one home as a pet.
As a pet,
I don't know.
with the damage you've been dealing, I don't think they'd be amicable to that. As you guys,
What was the thing you already had?
I have Chad. He's the little fluffy
Isn't it a silkworm?
caterpillar. Yeah.
it's a silk caterpillar.
You have enough trouble maintaining that one. The coyote would eat it.
True. It's hard enough to keep those invisible flying gremlin thingies from eating him.
As Lady Dre and is kind of helping this old farmer back to where you guys are, he says, "Oh, thank you so much. I'd be so dead. please come back with me to the homestead. We'll get you sorted, get the horses fed and watered. And Lady Dre says, she looks around at all of you and says, I know it's important that we find out what's going on with Kiana, but I don't think any of you are in the shape to really do much helping right now. Let's stay here a spell and head back up in the morning.
The funny part is the only one covered in head to toe with blood is Prudence.
The rest of you, though, look tired.
And all I did was headbutt him.
And all you did was headbutt him.
I'm going to go pick up my 2 knives, clean them on my apron, and then put them back in their sheath. I will help carry the farmer back to his house.
Okay.
I'm going to take the eyes out of the one of the head I chopped off.
The proclaimer, who has been taking notes, hurries out of the clearing, seeing the grotesquerie that he has signed on for. And you all make your way up to a modest farmhouse. It's not small by any means, but it's definitely a farmhouse. There's straw and some herbs like straight out on the floor to balance the smells of the different ranch animals that are up here by the house. But you also see that there's small houses off to the side for some of the ranch hands and the farm hands that don't seem to be currently here. As you make your way up to the farmhouse, we are going to call that for this evening. Thank you guys very, very much. You freaking rock, and I hope you had fun playing. I had fun running this.
It's awesome.
That was fun.
It's a lot of fun.
This was a lot of fun, and yeah. I believe Mark's out next week. I have some things I'm looking at, but I will keep you guys informed as we've been doing. Yeah, I don't have anything additional. So, I love you. Be good to each other. Hang out after, because I'm going to do some note taking and note keeping afterwards. But yeah, I love you guys. Drink some water. Go ahead, Mark.
That's going to do it for today. We will be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 Central, 10 Eastern for Once Human. We're going to do some last bit of stuff and then transfer over to the new servers. So if you want to know how to join us, you can join us for that. We're going to raid out to a good friend of the channel. He's not family friendly, but he's playing some Marble Rivals, and that is Malaboy. And Dan, let's not use that song anymore, if that's okay.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do a new credits video anyway. So you're
Okay, good deal. Because I've been having problems with it.
okay.
Hello, boy. Great. We'll put the raid chat message in the chat, and as soon as that comes up, we will head over that way. Thank you to all the players. Thank you for everybody that hung out in chat with us today as well. Hope to see you all tomorrow. And until next time, as always, be excellent to each other. And of course, game on.
Game on.
Game on.
Come on.